I tell you what, tick, 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 tick. It just recently the audio is like dropping out. If you've been listening for the last like minute and a half, just like the audio drops out for a split second. And it happened a couple of times during the show open, and it just like, it just drops at just a couple of tenths of a second of a dropout in the audio. I'm telling you, this place is about to totally fail.
I mean, generally speaking, radio station design, it's not a good thing for the audio just to drop out.
No, and nobody knows what's causing it, which is, not a good thing. Something's going on here. And, hey, Andrew, could you please send a note to the engineers that the mystery audio dropouts are happening again? The Pope was going to lead the show, like the first thing out of my mouth was going to be the Pope, but then our audio started going kaflooey again. All right, 6:01 at the MJ Morning Show on Monday morning, Easter Monday. So
do they call it Easter? Is there a day for today?
I don't think so. Like, because you have Good Friday, you've got Palm Sunday, Easter Sunday. You've got all the days leading up to Easter. But
Fat Tuesday and Ash Wednesday.
Oh, that's true.
Can't forget those.
Oh, absolutely. Fat Tuesdays. Is that still it existed? Fat Tuesdays was like a bar that sold alcoholic Slurpees that you could get ripped on. Yeah.
Yeah, where are they?
Yeah. Well, there used to be a Fat Tuesdays on the Carrabba's.
Yeah.
The Carrabba's on Southdale Mabry that location used to be a Fat Tuesdays.
Right.
And I think there used to be one in Ybor as well, right?
On the second floor of Centro Ybor, I think.
Was that it? It used to be a Fat Tuesdays.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, so Fat Tuesday, they like a whole wall, right, of Slurpee machines that were not for kids. So,
there was one in Ybor City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was Ybor, and then how many people remember on Southdale Mabry where Carrabba's sits now? And Andrew is saying he thinks that there used to be one near Clearwater Mall.
I'm sure there were a bunch of them at the time.
So what are the locations for Fat Tuesdays right now?
It still says Ybor's open.
Is there still one in Ybor City?
Really?
Yeah.
We don't get out.
It says, it opens today at noon. Let's go. 7th Avenue.
Fat Tuesday, Ybor
Let's
City.
get rip-roaring drunk.
I feel like they were there like 25 years ago, and now they're back. Okay, great.
Hold on. Did they take a break, you think?
I don't know.
All right, Fat Tuesday, right? It's not Fat Tuesdays.
No.
It's just Fat Tuesday. Anyway, back to the breaking news. The Pope.
Yes.
And Fester's the only Catholic in the room.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I mean, not really. I mean,
you are the only Catholic in the room.
Are you still Catholic if you haven't gone to a Catholic church in 25 years?
And you're running 17 different scams at one time?
Okay. I don't know. I guess
As the resident Catholic in the studio, Fester, tell us how you feel about the Pope's passing.
Pope died?
The Pope...
He died?
All right, we stop it.
The Pope came out and spoke yesterday, right?
He did.
He did. The Pope made an appearance yesterday. So for Easter Sunday, the Pope made a surprise appearance yesterday, and they were driving him around in the white Pope truck, not the Pope mobile. He was in an open, vehicle, like a modified pickup truck looking thing. So the Pope did make an appearance at the Vatican yesterday. Is that the? Is that, you know what? I think that's the Mercedes-looking truck, and I think that also takes the cube.
That's the Pope Mobile.
Yeah, the glass cube. So I think that is the Pope Mobile.
Yeah.
But they had the big glass enclosure that was off, so the Pope was being driven in the open air. But the Pope. If you don't know the news, folks, the Vatican announced early this morning, well, a little after 4 a.m. Sometime between 4 and 4:30 Eastern time. It seems that the Vatican made the announcement that Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88, and his last appearance was yesterday in Rome at the Vatican, in Vatican City.
He knew he had to get out if he wanted to do it, huh?
Oh, man, just unbelievable that the Pope, he stayed alive through Easter, but Andrew's already introduced the conspiracy. Andrew, our producer, before the start of the show said, I bet you the Pope died on Easter Sunday. But, yes, Andrew.
Hang on.
What? Hold on.
I never said it like that.
What would you say?
I suggested the idea. I didn't bet you it happened.
What?
What did you say then?
I said, do you think there's a possibility that he passed yesterday and they didn't want to announce that on Easter?
Oh, big difference from what I just said.
It is.
We heard it 4 a.m. our time is what time Italy time?
Italy is
Middle 6 hours ahead, you said.
Italy's, Rome is 6 hours ahead
So
now. Yes.
What? Noon? It's noontime in Italy?
It is right now 12:06 p.m., 12 noon and 6 minutes. Yes.
So they announced it at 10 a.m. their time. That's a lot of time for the Pope
No,
to be...
they announced it at 7:35.
No,
Andrew said.
Hold on. So everyone stop a second.
No, you stop.
Hang on. Andrew, what time was it announced, did you find?
According to the AP, at 7:30, I believe it was, they announced at 7:30 their time, they announced it.
Okay, so 7:30 their time. Roll that back
1:30 our time.
6 hours. So 1:30 our time.
Mhm.
All right. So I thought it was 4 o'clock hours. So it's a couple hours earlier than that. So I think Andrew, who's calling out a big conspiracy. Why are you shaking? Why are you shaking your head?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to get that hate mail.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a conspiracy that is.
But listen, I think there's some credence to what Andrew, our producer, is suggesting, that the Pope actually died on Easter Sunday.
Who cares?
So, no, because maybe the Vatican didn't want Easter Sunday tied to the Pope dying, so they announced it after midnight Vatican time to try to suggest the Pope died on Monday and not on Easter itself.
They had to wait until the Western world, I guess, sort of got past that mark.
Exactly.
Is what it is.
That the West got past, exactly.
California time.
Yeah. Well, look at that.
I think Andrew's onto something.
I do.
I agree with him.
Yeah, Andrew calling out the big fat conspiracy. It's Fat Monday. It's big fat conspiracy Monday is what it is.
They do still refer to it as Easter Monday, by the way.
Anyway, rest in peace, Pope Francis, known as a reformer. There's a lot of chatter that for the new Pope that they might go more conservative again.
Great.
The process, I don't know how quickly the process begins, but also we're coming off the heels of the very highly critically acclaimed movie Conclave. So that's going to add maybe a little intensified interest into the next selection of the Pope and the upcoming conclave, which, Andrew, can you do a little research and find out how quickly they tend to get the conclaves going, where all of the cardinals roll in from around the world, whichever ones are selected, I guess. Are all cardinals brought in to vote at the conclave? I don't know all the details. I didn't learn that from the movie. Also, is there any chance that there's a shocker with the selection of the new pope, like in the movie Conclave at the very end? I don't know. But the white smoke, the black smoke, that's coming soon, man. And tell you what, all eyes are on Italy. All eyes will be on the Vatican. All right, 6:09, just getting rolling. Oh, man, somebody already ruined the new bridge.
What happened?
The new Howard Franklin Bridge, somebody has already marred it. The new bridge has been marred. Howard Franklin, the new southbound 275. I just noticed it on the way in this morning. Michelle didn't because she was sleeping on the way in. And hold on, I'll tell you what I noticed next. At 6:10, traffic's on. MJ Morning Show just getting rolling. Back in minutes.
Good morning.
Q105 that you are listening to. MJ, Fester. I've got Michelle over here helping out a little bit. It is a Monday. It's the day after Easter. And Andrew, can you please stop the? All right, fix it. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't bring something down.
All right.
All right. So it is the day after Easter. It's I'm calling it Easter Monday. So schools are still out in some areas.
Oh, they're taking Monday off?
Yeah, so hang on a minute. Andrew gave me a list. No school today for Pinellas, Pasco, and Citrus.
Great.
The other counties appear to be in service. So Hillsborough in school and Polk in school, Sarasota, Manatee, I think. But no school for Pinellas, Pasco, and Citrus today. All right, so what's going on the bridge? Breaking news, folks. Somebody's already broken the brand new bridge. It's maybe not broken, but somebody is scuffed. Somebody has already marred the new bridge. Did you see the left lane to right lane and then back to the center? Big black tire skids?
No, where was it? Where
Just before the hump. So if you're on 275 southbound, the brand new Howard Franklin Bridge that just opened up, somebody's already scuffed it, marred the bridge, and take a look. Just before you get to the hump southbound, you'll see thick black tire skid marks that start over in the left lane. They shoot across the center of the bridge over to the right, and then they zip back to the center. It's like, what the hell? It's like this. From the left to the center to the right, and then grab the wheel, jerk it to the left, then back toward the center. What the hell? Don't you ever see those tire skids that, like, they go, like, all the way
across three lanes?
Yeah.
How'd this happen?
Yeah, exactly.
What was the situation?
What did they do? What caused this?
I wish this person would come forward because they're historical. They made history, right? This is history to smash into be the first person.
I didn't say smash.
Skid it up?
I did not see any indication that they bashed into the wall on the Howard Franklin. I did not see an indication that there was any kind of a contact between the vehicle and the concrete barriers or the sides. It looks like it might have been all contained, but it's scuffed up. It's like you get a brand new pair of leather shoes or suede shoes and you scuff it on a curb. That's what it's like. The bridge is all scuffed. So who's the jackass? Would you like to call up? Was that you? By any chance, are you listening? And it wasn't there on Friday. So it was not there Friday morning on the way in, on Good Friday. It was a Good Friday because the bridge wasn't scarred and scuffed.
Yes, but
here on Monday, so something happened. Something happened after 5:30 a.m. on Friday up until, me driving over at about 5:30 a.m. this morning.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to be the first guy to, just sideswipe my car against the sidewall for, 50 yards.
Oh, you know what? I haven't.
Yeah.
You know what?
I
I have to pay attention. I didn't see any. And that's another thing you see. Take a look at, the Gandy. Take a look at the Howard Franklin. And look at the amount of, paint that's on the, sort of like the Jersey barrier, the concrete, the walls. Just when you drive these bridges, take a look at all of the contact that vehicles have made, and you'll see black marks. And some of that, I think, are tires as well, because the way those are designed, I think some of the cars maybe even right up on the side sometimes.
I was in bumper-to-bumper traffic coming southbound on 275 through the junction, and the scars on that wall, it's like a manatee back.
You're talking about right at Malfunction Junction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, every couple of inches there's a new impact. And I'm like, this is amazing. What's the story behind each one of these?
It's like my mom's car they just traded in.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously.
Is this the car that she ripped a bumper out or something?
No, there was a puncture in it.
No, hold on. My parents have had some very entertaining car issues. There was driving, pouring rain. My dad had, this is funny. What time is it?
It's not really funny.
It's funny.
Kind of funny.
All right, it's 6:27. I have time. So, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, my parents went on vacation somewhere, and they rented a Honda Odyssey.
It's a good van.
Like a minivan,
Minivan,
a Honda Odyssey. I think it was a Honda Odyssey. And my dad loved it. Got home and bought a Honda Odyssey.
I mean, I think it's one of the higher rated minivans.
My dad was driving the brand new vehicle. It was like a week old. And he was in a Publix parking lot. This is over in Palm Beach Gardens, in northern Palm Beach County. And he was in a Publix parking lot in driving rain. And he was driving fairly fast and not down an aisle. And he drove the brand new vehicle head on into one of the big concrete light poles.
Oh, no.
They've got the concrete bases and then the big metal parking lot lighting poles on top of the concrete.
Yeah.
And my dad just went, bam! I mean, just smashed right in, right. Oh, it's kind of funny. I'm telling the story now because Michelle and I watched a great movie over the weekend. And there was a sound effect that I pulled from the movie. Andrew, did you put my sound effect up on 19? I don't see it anywhere. Where's my? What page? Because I don't see it. What page is it on? I don't see it. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there it is. All right, here it is. So here's the sound of a crash that I love from a movie we watched over the weekend. And maybe my dad smashing into the light pole at Publix sounded like this. Yeah, I'll get into it later on what movie that's from. But Michelle and I watched a great movie on Saturday night.
Okay.
Oh! So my dad destroyed the Honda Odyssey.
He's okay, right?
Oh, yeah. Airbags went off and everything. All right, so this was 12 years ago or so. So he did not get a new Honda Odyssey. It lasted for a week.
He should have. He said it protected him.
Then my parents, my dad's not driving anymore. My dad had a Tesla Model S.
Oh, yeah. What do you do with it?
Well, let me tell you what happened. So my mom had a sedan. My mom had a Genesis sedan. Love the car. All right. So they traded both of those in to get a new car for my mom. But the point is, my dad's Tesla, dents all over it. My dad's 82. So the car just dented everywhere and all kinds of paint. I was at my parents' house a little over a month ago, and I got to go back soon again. So when I was at my mom and dad's house a little over a month ago, I counted 9 different colors on her blue car. Yellows, reds. I mean, there were 9 different paint colors on my mother's car.
They'll buff out.
No, they won't.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's literally what she said.
Buff out.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just I just brushed a trash can. And we're like, trash cans don't leave yellow on your blue car.
It was like a Crayola box.
Yes.
It was all the different colors on my mom's car that were not the dark blue paint that was the natural color of the car.
Oh, man.
And then my mom's car had dents. There wasn't one quarter panel. Everything had either paint transfer from a different vehicle. The bumper had a huge puncture in it.
What caused that?
I don't know.
What do you? And it was like a little pinhole puncture. It wasn't like a huge puncture. It's just like a little, like almost a pin poked through. You're like, what? How did that happen?
Sure, punctures. Anyway, so they traded both cars in, and they didn't get a whole lot.
What'd they give him for the Tesla?
They got a new car, and I think they traded in 2 cars, and then it was still $16,000 for her to get the new car. And now I had a conversation with my mom, and I asked her to please keep the car the same color that it was delivered in.
What'd Mom get?
So she got a new Genesis.
Okay.
So she got the Genesis like GV. She got an SUV.
Okay.
So, and that's the one that Tiger Woods was driving when something happened and he flipped and rolled it end over end.
Oh, I bet you were sure to tell that to Mom. Oh, Mom, this is a very safe vehicle. You know who flipped over 4 times? Tiger Woods.
I said, you know what? I might just do a walk around. When I'm going to go to my parents' house soon, whether it's this weekend, next weekend. So I'll do a walk around and post it on Instagram to see. And I'll do it every time I go visit my parents. I'll do a little walk around to count the new colors of paint that might be on my mom's new car, other than the factory paint job, to see how many things that she's run into.
This is a good-looking vehicle.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Congratulations on the new car, Mom.
All right. 6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Morons in the news. Next, here on Q105, 104.7 FM.
Good morning.
right, here we go. 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. And it's time for the early morons in the news. This is bizarre. You know where I got this? I got this from this website. I see some good stuff. You know, the websites that are, I guess you can call them, it's almost like black news, you know, or it's, you know, started by, black Americans, World Star Hip Hop.
Great site.
And the other one, some of the stuff over the years on World Star Hip Hop, some of the stuff is just insane, and it's provided content for the show. Another one is called Atlanta Black Star. And I've seen this one over the years as well, and I've pulled some material. So over the weekend, this just pops up in my feed, and the headline is this a joke? Police oddly arrest paraplegic Atlanta man for kicking in woman's door and then assaulting her, and then he falls from the wheelchair. All right, listen. A Metro Atlanta Police Department arrested a paraplegic man confined to a wheelchair after a woman with a history of lying to police accused him of kicking down her door and assaulting her.
I mean, the guy does have some pretty physical limitations preventing him from kicking in a door.
Charles Reed, who has been paralyzed for 25 years from a bullet that damaged his spine, showed up at the College Point Police Department last month hoping to clear up the false charges against him. While trying to renew his passport earlier this year, Reed says he learned that a warrant for his arrest had been issued after Catherine Jensen, a woman he had dated decades ago and hadn't seen in 20 years, called police on June 15th of last summer, 2024, and told them he had just kicked down her door, choked her, and then fled on foot.
A couple things wrong with that story.
While trying to steal her car keys. I'm like, what the... Besides his physical limitations that made such actions impossible, Reed was at a dinner party with friends on the night of the alleged incident. He contacted College Park police officer McKinley Ballot, who responded to Jensen's crime report last year to set the record straight. After corresponding with him via email for a few weeks, Reed says he agreed to meet the officer at the police station to complete some paperwork.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Officer Balot's body cam video shows Reed's surprise on March 20th when he sat in his wheelchair in the lobby of the police station. The officer approached and read him his rights, questioned the origin and extent of his paralysis, and then told him he was going to arrest him and take him to jail. According to Miss Jensen, on this date, you forcefully entered her home and attacked her. He said, I certainly didn't force my way into anyone's house. A stunned Reed replied and reiterated that he's been paralyzed from the chest down since 2000, was married and hadn't seen Jensen in many years. This is crazy to me. Is this a joke? Is what he asked the cop.
Some fine police work there.
So the officer still cuffed Mr. Reed and warned him, I guess Reed warned him that he has no muscle control to hold himself upright and promptly fell out of his wheelchair onto the floor. Oh, my God.
It's turned into a civil liberties case,
right? This is insane. Michelle's going, over here.
Well, I'm reading the article as you're talking, and there's video, it looks like.
Yeah, there's body cam video.
I mean.
From the officer.
I just can't imagine what those officers were thinking.
Balot called for a paramedic and then stood by and talked with another officer about how to proceed with the arrest for 3.5 minutes as Reed lay on the floor asking for help. They just watched me writhe on the ground, Reed told the Atlanta News First. 2 officers eventually helped an exasperated Reed back into his wheelchair, who complained that he could have broken his hip or have other internal injuries and not being able to feel it. At this point, Balot, a rookie who graduated from the police academy in October of 2023, sought some advice from superior officers. Body cam video of Officer McKinley Balot shows paraplegic Atlanta Charles Reed arrested, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is nuts. One officer whom Balot checked with after walking down a hallway and into another room said of Mr. Reed, it's a ruse, man. It's an obvious attempt not to go to jail. He reasoned that if Reed could drive and wheel himself into the police station, he could have kicked down the lady's door. But another supervisor, Sergeant Harvey Dorsey, seemed more concerned about the arrest in progress after getting a look at Reed in his wheelchair. We're gonna do our due diligence because if you're paralyzed, somebody must have made a mistake, he told Reed. So this is the more superior officer, the sergeant, obviously with a lot more years, then talking privately with Balot, the other officer. He said that Reed's withered legs look similar to limbs of some of his own family members who were also paralyzed.
I just had that same thought. I'm watching the video and I'm like, can't you kind of tell by the physique that there might be some muscle atrophy there? I mean, there's clues that indicate he's not lying about his condition.
Wow. I would suggest calling the district attorney's office, let them know what you got, because if the door was kicked in, he didn't kick it in, Dorsey told the younger original arresting officer.
Yeah.
Because now it's looking like she might have made a false report. Records obtained by this Atlanta News First site show that Jensen was arrested in 2023 by another agency, Noonan, Georgia police, for theft, forgery, filing a false police report after telling police that Airbnb guests stole her property. It's almost like she was covering her tracks and came up with some guy she dated years ago, not knowing that he has since been paralyzed after some kind of a bullet wound. Pick the wrong guy to say kicked in your door.
Of all the guys.
Holy, is this not bizarre?
This is pretty awful. This is some really bad judgment on the officer's part.
Oh, the body cam video, and then you see the guy on the ground after he fell out of the wheelchair. While talking with officers at the police station, Reed repeatedly offered to provide paperwork establishing the severity and timeline of his paraplegic condition, but Balot insisted that he must transport him to the Fulton County Jail to be processed, and that Reed would need to spend at least one night there until he could bond out. Holy crap. This is nuts.
And this guy willingly turns himself in, meets the officer to resolve the situation?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm innocent. There's no way this can be. Who's going to believe the charges when they see him in a wheelchair?
Because he found out that he had a warrant for his arrest.
Yeah.
Because was he trying to get what did I say? He's trying to get a passport. So he's trying to get a passport and I guess was denied the passport because it was discovered that he had a warrant out for his arrest. Huh.
So he goes to take care of it and he gets arrested.
Holy crap.
Warrant fulfilled.
Reed explained that as a paraplegic with severe scoliosis, he had complex medical needs and that being put into a police car or even an ambulance without his customized wheelchair could cause him injury. He pleaded with officers to find a way to avoid or minimize his time at the jail and to let him take his case to a judge. How can we do this in a way that protects my body, he asks. A female officer then stepped in and told Reed that he could come back to the police station and turn himself in at 3 a.m. to shorten his time in custody, but that nothing could be done to avoid his arrest and detention.
This is terrible police work all the way around, it sounds like.
Wow.
Man. Boy.
Last week, Jensen sent an email to the College Park police detective recanting her accusation. So the nutso woman then recanted the fact that this guy that she dated clearly over 20 years ago kicked in her door and choked her. The lady's just a pathological psychopath liar, is what she is. And look what this guy went through.
All right.
My mental state and physical trauma in that moment worked to confuse me, she wrote in an email.
Okay, thanks.
So I just dredged up some guy I dated over 20 years ago and said that he kicked in my door and choked me in my apartment. I mean,
doesn't she remember from 20 years ago that he didn't walk?
I'm trying to think of the women that I dated over 20 years ago. Well, hold on a minute. I probably should say I'm trying to think of the women that I dated over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Because 20 years ago,
I mean,
my daughter was 20 years ago. My daughter was like.
Tell me about those girls you were dating 20 years ago, MJ.
If this guy has been in this condition since 2000 or 2001, and they dated 20 years ago, 2005, she knew that this was his, mobility limitations.
I was trying to figure that out too.
Yeah. So the question is, did she date him prior to the bullet wound to the spine, which caused his paralysis, or afterward?
Well, the timeline he provided indicates that they were dating after he was paralyzed.
I don't.
I'd love to come over, honey, but you got to put a ramp in. Let's go.
I just don't. Oh my
Seems
goodness!
like a nice guy.
So the finality to the story is that a Fulton County district attorney, or I guess an ADA, told him last week that the arrest warrant against him was dismissed and that the charges would be dropped by the prosecution's office.
Did you watch the video?
I've seen Fester play it, yeah.
The officer literally pushed him out of the wheelchair. Like trying to grab his arm, like, you know how you're trying to like tell somebody they got to get up? So he literally pushes him and the gentleman falls on the floor.
Because I think the cop genuinely believed that this guy was rolling in a wheelchair in like a ruse. Listen,
that's kind of elaborate.
But listen,
not really.
Cops.
Look at a Southwest Airlines flight boarding. How many people use a wheelchair as a ruse?
I tell you what, I have witnessed so many Jesus miracles.
Yeah.
I've gotten on a flight at LaGuardia, and there are 33 wheelchairs
lined up
bringing people onto the plane. I've seen it coming to Tampa, St. Pete, and then I've also seen like an adjacent gate. What's even worse, flights from LaGuardia to West Palm. That's even worse, man. Half the plane were in wheelchairs, but the Jesus miracle is that most of them are healed mid-air, and they're able to walk off the plane themselves.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, they do the wheelchair racket to get early boarding.
Well, you used to do the stroller racket.
Yeah. Oh, and Southwest is big for that with the open seating. But that's going to change because Southwest is going to assign seats. What do you mean? What?
Oh, you used to tell me, bring that umbrella stroller to the airport when we're going on our trips because it was, a little janky, just a tiny little thing. And Julian was small enough. He was like a little, and you'd be like, stick him in the wheelchair. And he's like 4 or 5.
Get in the chair, kid.
Yes. And you would make him sit in the chair so we could get early boarding.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Mr. Reed says that the police department in College Park, Georgia, has not yet apologized to him, and they're currently looking into the matter with care and consideration.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Looking into it, all they got to do is watch the video.
He might have a civil rights case, or he might have some type of case here. All right, 6:54 at the MJ Morning Show, wrapping up a solo moron in the news. It was just such an elaborate, amazing story. I decided to dedicate the whole segment to morons in the news. All right, Fester, we got to figure out. Have you figured out what the Red Robin all-you-can-eat burger card controversy is all about? Have you looked into this? All right, there is like this major controversy surrounding an all-you-can-eat burger pass.
Bottomless burger, I think it's called.
From Red Robin, and people are crying foul. All right, hold on. That and a whole lot more. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Fester, your kids are in school today, so you can confirm that Hillsborough County schools are open. But Andrew says that there's no school for Pinellas, Pasco, and Citrus.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean, I left those little bastards this morning at 5:15.
Come on.
I haven't seen them. I don't know if they are or aren't in school.
Don't call them little bastards. Will you stop? That's not nice. Hell, by the way, a little programming note. A chance for you to win a pair of Lightning tickets.
All right.
Yep. Round 1 of the NHL playoffs. So the first round and then game 1 will be tomorrow night at Amalie, downtown Tampa, and it's the Florida Panthers coming up from South Florida for game 1 against the Lightning. And we have your tickets for tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. So your chance to win Lightning tickets this morning, just listen. I'll tell you when to call in and win them, all right? And also the Cash Kitty's back in a little less than an hour at 8 o'clock. All right, so what's this Red Robin deal? All right, first of all, Michelle, do you have the locations? Where are all the Red Robins here in the Tampa Bay area?
You have one at Citrus Park Town Center.
Right.
Brandon Town Center.
Yeah.
One in Clearwater and one in Wesley Chapel.
So that's the Tampa Bay Metro. There's a bunch more in Orlando, but yeah.
I don't care about Orlando.
There's 4 of them locally.
No one cares about Orlando here in Tampa Bay.
Nobody does.
That's why the whole Orlando Health moving into the Tampa Bay area. I'm just saying. Did anyone do a little market research on the name Orlando Health in the Tampa Bay? It doesn't translate.
It doesn't print well.
Yeah. All right. So Red Robin.
Red Robin.
That's right. Red Robin.
Yum. Right.
So a story comes out. I saw this after the show on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. This, because I scroll my phone, I get the news feeds on my phone, and I saw this a couple of hours after the show on Friday. I'm like, man, what's going on? And people are saying that they feel scammed because Red Robin had some kind of promotion for the bottomless burger card.
Now, when was the last time you've been to a Red Robin? Have you ever been to a Red Robin?
Yeah, I got hired at my West Palm Beach morning show gig just before I came to Tampa. I got hired. My meeting was at a Red Robin.
Is that
with Steve Lappa and Dave Denver?
Okay, so
where they tried to lowball me, and I said no, and then they finally came up to my number.
The last time you were
remember that, Michelle?
Yes.
Yeah, they low. Oh man, So I was at WPLJ in New York, and I was looking for my first morning gig, and I wanted to just start my own morning show career. And I was lucky that I was able to start my morning career in, I think, a top 50 market, which was West Palm Beach. And this was 1992. And I left New York City and then went to West Palm for my first morning gig. And I'll tell you, they tried to lowball me. They thought, I was so eager to get my first. And I said, no, I can't do it for that money. And then they came back and they met my number. Anyway, so my job interview was at a Red Robin.
So you haven't been to a Red Robin in 33 years?
No, I think you have. Didn't we go to a Red Robin out on Long Island? I had never been to one.
When, with Chloe's soccer?
No, Julian's baseball.
Julian's baseball? Did we?
Okay, so
I'm trying to remember.
They do a good job.
Yeah.
It's a fast casual.
Hey, see if Red Robin is still in West Palm. I think it was on Military Trail or something.
Okay, well, I don't want to get too far off of what we're talking about.
I'm just curious. All right, so here's the deal. So Red Robin launched on April 17th. So that would have been Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you heard about it on Friday, because all the crap has hit the fan.
All hell broke loose.
It was an awful, awful, awful idea.
The Red Robin fell out of the sky.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, MJ.
Yes.
May is National Burger Month.
No, I was unaware of that.
Well, set your calendar.
Okay.
Make a note of it.
That's what the whole promotion is about.
In 10 days, it'll be National Burger Month.
So because of National Burger Month,
okay,
Red Robin thought it'd be a great idea to come out with this bottomless, unlimited burger card for the month of May.
Right.
But let me tell you, I hear you saying bottomless and unlimited, but I just read the rules. It's not exactly that.
So it's one burger with the side of fries every day.
Right.
So there's 31 days in May, so theoretically you could have 31 burgers, and they were selling these coveted cards for $20.
Can I tell you it's been a while since I had a burger? Michelle, when's the last time? And I love a good burger. And I even mentioned recently, I said we would maybe hit El Cap. What was the I've got to get to El Cap soon. It's been too long since I've been to El Cap.
Okay, well.
And speaking of burger places, I was hired at the Power Pig at El Cap in 1994.
That's
so
your good luck thing.
That's interesting. So I was hired at a Red Robin, which is known for, they do a lot of things, but they're known for the burgers.
Yeah.
So Red Robin, I was hired at a burger place to do West Palm at 95.5 in West Palm in 92. And then in early 94, January 94, I met Dave Reinhardt, Mark Chase, BJ Harris at El Cap.
Yeah.
First we went to Ringside. And then we had a lunch at El Cap, and they introduced me to what they said best burger in Tampa Bay, and I've been a El Cap fan ever since. But Michelle, when's the last time I had a burger? I don't eat a lot of red meat. I love a great steak, but
it's been a minute.
All right, so
that's on you.
But you know what I think?
I'm
Fester, what do you think? With May being National Burger Month, we should go for burgers every day.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Every day.
Well, you should have gotten the Red Robin racket card.
Good luck with that.
All right, let me give the details on the story here. So on Thursday, April 17th, last week, the Red Robin chain announced their $20 bottomless burger pass. which would give cardholders a burger with a bottomless side every day of the month in May, which is what Fester just said.
You go to Red Robin, you get unlimited fries.
Because of National Burger Month. Let me know when it's National Pizza Month. All right, the Black and Gold Pass went on sale at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So that would have been, Mountain Time is 2 hours back from us. So it would have been 11 a.m. 11 a.m. on Thursday. Here on the East Coast is when they went on sale and sold out almost immediately. And people on social media were going nuts. They weren't even able to get on the website.
The whole site crashes.
Yeah, so people could not even get, and people were joking around. The Red Robin website probably sees a total of 25 people a month.
Seriously?
And then suddenly you got half the country trying to log on to the Red Robin website, and it just crashed.
Whoever thought of this idea, it's littered with just terrible parts.
Yeah. I think the IT guy jumped off of the Red Robin building's roof. All right, so here's the deal. This person writes online, I spent literally an hour refreshing for the Burger Pass. What incredible incompetence. This is on Reddit. So there's a whole Reddit thread on the meltdown.
So a couple of things happened. One, they completely underestimated the demand.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a dumb promotion in the first place.
Well, a $20 card. But wait a minute. It gets even worse. The story gets even nuttier. All right. So another person writes, what a joke. I finally got the Cash Star page to load after 50 minutes of constant refreshing. Enter my address and boom, it's all sold out. So I guess the checkout was being done by something called Cash Star.
They have a third party that deals with a lot of these gift cards. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the big restaurants do that.
All right. So somebody else wrote, publicity stunt. Does anyone actually know if a real person acquired the pass?
That's a good question.
Someone writes, yep, I was refreshing for an hour. Bad gateway whole time. So dumb, another said. I only woke up this early to try and score a free month burger pass at Red Robin, only for the site not to load. But then it gets even nuttier. Multiple people on the Reddit thread then said that they got as far as getting the pass in their checkout cart online, but then they were being charged nearly $700 for the $20 pass.
That's the retail value of it. That's 31 burgers.
What?
Yeah, like $6.92 or something is what it worked out to be.
Listen to this. One person wrote on Reddit, I was finally able to purchase one for $682 after 3 previous failed attempts. They charged my card. I got a confirmation number. Then later in the day, they refunded the amount with a message, sorry, there was a limited supply and all redemption codes have been used. I made it that far twice, but the total was $682 for the $20 pass, so I was confused. Here's another one. I got it in my cart, but it's charging me $682. It has to be a marketing stunt. Red Robin says they had no idea just how many people would want to get their bottomless burger pass.
What did they think was going to happen? I want one, and I don't go to a Red Robin ever.
Right.
I haven't been to a Red Robin in years.
You know what? I actually want to eat a Red Robin later today.
Just pop it out of the sky.
No,
feather it.
I'm joking. I'm kidding. Although I did have some amazing Peking duck with Chloe at China Yuan yesterday.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
Does China Yuan have an all-you-can-eat duck card?
You know what? I need to ask Peter over there if he can launch that.
But at $682, that's $22 per meal, which is probably close to the retail price, I would imagine.
Well, listen, just take. No, it's not. Do you have a? I have a calculator here.
It's $682 for the whole 31 days.
Are you sure?
So
that's the value.
Wait a sec. The burger with a side. Let's say it's $16.99.
So
all right. So I'm just guessing. $16.99 times 31 days in May, right?
Yeah.
Is hold on a minute, I got to clear my calculator. All right, so I'm going to say $16.99 for the burger and side times 31, $526. Maybe with tax, I don't know.
Yeah. So
anyway, maybe the burger retails more than I just made up $16.99.
It's one gourmet burger.
Yeah.
$20 flat fee for one redeemable for one gourmet burger
per day.
and a bottomless side every day in May.
It's a crazy good value that you would
Yes.
think millions of people would even come out to even be interested in.
I agree. I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
Red Robin hosed everybody.
Your hosed.
Yum.
Red Robin. Oh, it does go yum at the end.
Yum.
Mm-hmm.
We listen to this. Red Robin puts out a statement. We did everything we could to anticipate interest in the Bottomless Burger Pass, including working with our web and gift card partners. What was it, just Jerry and IT?
You did nothing to anticipate the demand, Red Robin.
They said they did everything to prepare for the influx of traffic, but due to overwhelming excitement in the pass, our website and supporting systems crashed. According to a Red Robin statement, we're sorry this happened to our loyal guests.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Yeah, they said that all passes have been sold out, but that Red Robin loyalty or royalty members can still win free burgers for a year through its Red Robin royalty sweepstakes.
Don't tell me about your crappy app now.
Yeah.
Don't try to move me to sign up for your loyalty program.
But you know what they didn't say? They didn't say how many actual burger passes were available for people to buy for $20. Yeah.
Red Robin. Yum.
You're screwed. Yum. No pass. Yum. So the big giant, and we've got 4 Red Robins in the immediate Tampa Bay area. Which I haven't been to a Red Robin. Michelle says I might have been to one on Long Island back, like 8 years ago, maybe?
Let's go. When you want to go, we'll go to a Red Robin.
Dude, I still have to get to Beef and Sea.
We got to get to a lot of places.
I got to get to, Ray's Fish Camp.
You got to go.
Now we got the new Michelin recommended restaurants. So, do we have the list on that? Well, do you have the?
I gave it to you.
Yeah. Seriously, we'll do it later on. But no Michelin stars. This also.
No new Michelin stars.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
For the new round of Michelin awards in Florida, there are no new Michelin stars awarded for the Tampa Bay area. We have like 4 1-star Michelin restaurants here in the Tampa Bay area, and those are all previous. No new stars were awarded. There are some recommendations. There are some great restaurants on the recommendations list, so we'll get to that later on. Here on the is Red Robin on the
They were.
Yum.
They were going to make it. They were in the finals up until this old card debacle.
Oh, man. Talk about, a mess, man. Talk a complete and total mess.
Yum.
Yum. All right. What time is it? 7:17 at the MJ Morning Show. So we have Lightning tickets to give away this morning. Round 1, NHL playoffs will begin here in Tampa Bay on Tuesday. Tomorrow night, the Panthers coming up, and they'll play the Lightning. Game 1, tomorrow night. Puck drops at 8:30 at Amalie. And we've got some tickets. Keep listening for your chance to win. Also, the Cash Kitty is back in minutes. The Cash Kitty's going to hit at 8 o'clock this morning. So heads up. Oh, also 8 o'clock. Let me just make a note of this for you. 8 o'clock, a woman from my neighborhood contacts me, a DM on Instagram, about some hoodlums that she ran into in the neighborhood.
Whoa.
And then asked me, have I ever seen these kids? And she describes them, and it turns out I have.
Great.
So hold on. You're not going to believe what I witnessed previously and what happened to this woman in my neighborhood. So she sent me her number. We're going to call her up, and you got to hear about these little turds. All right. So that's going to happen at 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So stand by. Of course, is 7:27 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh, Michelle approves of that rejoiner. Oh, she likes a little violent femmes and little blister in the sun.
I can do that whole song.
Yeah, I know you. Do it. Do it.
When I'm a-walking, I strap my stuff, then I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out.
Well, do the
Body and beats, I stain my sheets, I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she's at the end. She is starting to cry. Let me go wild like a blister in the sun. Let me go wild.
This is turning into drunk white girl night, okay?
You have to sing it like that because I mean, I have no tune. I have no voice. I have no whatever. I just scream it in the car when I sing it.
There's no other way to sing it. You're absolutely right. But
I mean, it's the Violent Femmes. How else should you do it?
You know, some girls are busting open some wine coolers here and talking about, you know, Brad.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Festus.
Not a bad one.
So, Festa, you got engrossed in this Reddit thread on strong handshakes?
You know, the headline caught me, and I'm thinking, you know what? I completely agree with this, and it's right. That's right. I mean, there's a level of handshake appropriateness, right? Just grip strength that's acceptable,
right,
amongst men. You know, amongst men. I mean, I'm not a crazy strong lady handshaker, I guess, but there are some guys who are just pricks about hand strength. I mean, I think there's a medium grip firmness that's acceptable. I mean, I'm not a wet fish. I acknowledge and I notice whenever a guy is a wet fish.
When's the last time you shook somebody's hand?
I don't know.
I mean, like, you know.
I mean, I meet people all the time.
You do?
Oh my God. Yesterday was Easter and we went to a Baptist church. They were all glad handing. Hey, Hey, he's risen.
So you shook a lot of
Happy
hands.
Easter. Happy Easter.
Hold on, wait a
I
second.
know,
So,
I'm
wait,
pretty good.
hold on. You're Catholic, but you went to
Stop
a.
saying I'm Catholic. Stop.
You are
You're
Catholic.
as Catholic as you are Jewish. I mean, come on. Yeah, my grandmother was Catholic. Yes. I mean,
Why does it sound like you're 19 feet away
I
from?
don't know. This microphone sucks. in
Just
studio
stop yelling.
No.
Just talk. Just talk.
So stop saying that. Yeah, he's the Catholic in the room. Yeah. Listen, I'm also the 300-pounder in the room. Big deal. Who
No, you're the
cares?
three.
I thought you were a Buddhist.
Yeah, right.
No, he just looks like a Buddha.
My grandmother was Catholic.
It's like when he sits down. Oh, we got to do a Buddha photo shoot.
That'd be great.
Oh, by the way, remember Billy the Kid?
No.
Billy wants to do our headshots.
Who is that?
Have you seen how awful the pictures are on the MJ Morning Show website?
Who's Billy the Kid?
He did stuff for us years ago.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I remember that. I remember him
he
now.
did stuff for us years ago on Candy. I mean, like 20-something years ago. And Billy the Kid has offered to redo our headshots, and we need it. Our website, because they migrated to a new platform. The MJ Morning Show website right now, it looks like it was a second grade project. It's awful.
awful.
It is our website right now. I just want them to put a 404 message error on our website. It's so bad. Seriously, I want people to go to mjmorningshow.com and get a 404 error message instead of what you see right now.
If you opened up a school on how to build a web page and then closed it after one day, this is the work they've
All right,
accomplished.
whatever you do, folks, do not go to mjmorningshow.com right now. Do not go to mjmorningshow.com.
Oh, my God.
It is a nightmare. All right?
This is so recent posts. Oh my God, this is
it's-
so bad.
Well, hold on.
This is so bad.
No. That's not it. That's not even it.
That's the front page. That's the landing page.
You got to go to MJ. That's all screwed up. Also, you gotta
Everything's screwed up.
No, you just got to go to mjmorningshow.com. Not Google it, because that's something else. There's like multiple different pages to get to. I don't even know what's going on. All right, so I mean, this looks like, seriously, like sixth graders built this in 1995 when the web was just getting going. That's how bad our website looks right now. So do not go to mjmorningshow.com. Do not. I'm warning you right now. All right, back over to the handshake deal.
Yes.
So you're on Reddit and you're engrossed in a whole debate on handshakes and the strength of a handshake. And some handshakes are too hard, and that's also so. You've always been told, and my father taught me this. My grandfather always have a good firm handshake.
Firm handshake.
Never have like a wet limp,
Yep.
noodly handshake. And if you're watching MJTV, you got the visual of me. Oh, but I think you know what you can go. You can go to the awful mjmorningshow.com website, and we still do have the red button in the upper right-hand corner to listen live.
I mean, it's functional.
Yeah, so
It's just awful.
Oh, it's terrible. All right, so you sent me this like blurb from a Reddit thread that you were reading. Strong, and this is interesting. The headline is "Strong handshakes are a sign of weakness."
Yes.
Really?
The guy who has to feel like he has to have a overly strong handshake is the guy who's trying to impart some kind of impression on somebody higher up. Like if I'm the guy giving the job, you give a nice medium acceptable strength handshake. If I'm the guy looking for the job, I want him to know that I'm the guy for him. I'm going to break his hands. That's how I think it goes down. I think amongst people of equal authority, power, influence.
Let me share this. When people try to prove their dominance and strength by squeezing someone's hand when shaking it, I actually view it as a sign of weakness. Real strength is subtle and quiet. So the point is, have a firm handshake. But I was reading then, after you sent me this, I'm reading then all the comments.
Yeah.
And people talking about some people will squeeze their hand so hard it feels like some bones have been crushed. And I've had some of those handshakes in the past. And, while I haven't been injured per se,
it's a pricky thing to do because I'm not looking to get into a hand war upon just meeting you. Hey, nice to meet you. Okay, great. Thanks, jackass.
So your handshake should have structural integrity to show engagement.
Yes.
But no need to make it feel like you're putting the other person's hand in a vice.
And I think there's a whole group of
Like when Joe Pesci put the guy's head in a vice and squeezed his eyeballs out.
just like that. Just like that. I think there's a whole group of guys that either they know they do it or don't know they do it. I don't know how you don't know you do it, but it's like
Mhm.
I think it's crazy strong handshake is like one of the douchiest things.
Are you even thinking about it, Fester, when you do a handshake now? It's just so automatic, right?
So I
Like,
don't,
isn't it just like you already know you're 50 years old. You know how you're going to shake a hand.
yeah, I know how. But then the other guys, yes, let's get in there.
But you're not thinking about it.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah, you're just
know,
like, yep, shake your hand.
I don't know. What kind of? I don't think I've ever shook your hand, MJ. Do you know what you did to me on Friday that we've never done before?
Kiss.
Hold on.
I was like stunned
Hold on.
for
Did I shake your hand on Friday?
no.
What did I do? I fist bumped you.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Who
Well,
does that? We don't do that.
Well, hold on. Why did I fist bump you
We go-
on the way out on Friday, right?
We go years without
Oh, you know what it
physically
was?
touching each other in any capacity.
I hope so.
I was so.
yeah,
I
but,
was.
but not even like pats on the shoulders.
Shut up, and I'll tell you why.
Please.
I think I was so excited that you organized the Cuban sandwich, the award-winning Cuban brought in by Firehouse.
No, it was a
what is it?
Station House
Station
barbecue.
House. Station House barbecue.
Firehouse Subs is a different place.
No,
Station House barbecue.
Listen, that I got to go. Did you find out whether they offered every day? Did they get back to you? Can you check?
I'm still working on it. It's a deal.
So on Friday, Station House, is it called Station House Barbecue, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Station House, that play, I'm going to tell you right now, this Station House Barbecue is going to become a regular for me because I love a good Cuban sandwich. And there are a lot of good Cuban sandwiches in town from the usual places, which I enjoy. A Cuban from La Segunda, West Tampa sandwich, from the Floridian, from La Segunda. I mean, the Columbia.
Yeah.
I mean, there are great, original, authentic Cubans in town. But this Station House Barbecue at the recent Cuban Sandwich Festival in Ybor, they won. These gringos, they won. they won the best Cuban sandwich, and they brought them in on Friday, and they even brought the press in. So they pressed them hot right here in the station kitchen, and they were incredible. I mean, it was amazing.
Right. Really good.
But-
incredibly good.
But did you find out whether they offer the Cuban every single day? Because I thought on their website I saw that it was Wednesdays only, but has that changed now? Are they offering the Cuban every day?
I believe so. I don't listen.
Hold on, call them up. You got the number.
Hold on.
Call up. Just pick up your phone and call them. I just want to be sure because I've had people over the weekend. I had a dozen emails. Hey, MJ, what was the place that had the amazing Cuban sandwich?
Hold
that
on
you-
a second.
All right,
Allison.
Yes.
Hey, this is Fester. I'm live on the air.
Hi, Fester.
Okay, so your website said just Wednesday, but the Cuban sandwiches are available every day at your location on Nebraska Avenue.
Every day that we're open, Tuesdays through Saturdays, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or sell out at 5214 North Nebraska Avenue.
All right, but tell her the website says like Wednesdays only.
I told her that last night
Okay.
in our text, and she said she's going to
I fixed
correct.
it already.
It's already been
Oh,
fixed.
well, okay, you fixed.
already been
So
fixed.
I alerted them to that fact then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
You guys are awesome. I love you guys.
All right.
right.
Thank you.
We'll see
All right.
everyone tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
All
See
right,
you.
oh, so they're closed today. So Tuesday,
Sunday, Monday, they're closed. Tuesday, I don't know.
Tuesday through Saturday. Is that
Yeah,
what you said?
I think so.
All right, I'm telling you, this Cuban folks, Station House Barbecues on Nebraska, and this Cuban sandwich is unfreaking believable.
So
I'm telling you, you know what? This is going to become one of the when people come to the Tampa Bay area and there's like the must-hit restaurants or foods to try.
I'll take them here.
They're gonna be known for this. It's building. I'm telling you right now.
So,
Yeah.
Michelle, we're walking out of the the building. I'm walking out the front door. MJ's already walked out and then walks back in. And my daughter came in on Friday. She's
Yeah.
already at the car, right? And MJ and her had a word, like, where's your fat father? And she's like, I don't know where that lazy sack is. And then he's walking in, and we're passing each other.
Yeah.
And MJ puts up his fist to fist bump,
Yeah.
which I've never done with this guy ever. He doesn't strike me as a overly fist bumper guy anyway.
was this?
And we're passing, and I re-put my fist up, and we touched knuckles, And I'm like, ugh.
Ew.
Just because we don't have those kind of physical interactions. We're not a touchy-feely guy.
This was instead of the pat on the back.
We're walking different ways.
Listen, I was so thrilled with the cube. Anyway, listen, I got to move on.
Good job, Fester.
Oh,
Fist bump.
Fist
So,
bump, great. In lieu of pay, we'll give you fist
All right,
bumps.
do you guys know the difference between the red pill and the blue pill when it comes to? No, oh, hang on. You want me to take a call? All right, hold on a minute. Andrew wants me to grab a handshake related call.
Okay.
Hold on. All right, Tim is in Tierra Verde. Tim, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Can we help you with a handshake question?
Yeah, just curious. Good morning, by the way.
Hey. Yeah.
So what is it when the woman has the firm handshake?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's good. I think a woman should have a firm handshake.
Right. Absolutely, I agree. I've met women that have the ultra firm, like the guy handshake.
I think a handshake, whether it's a guy or a girl, a handshake should be a nice, firm handshake. It shouldn't crush your bones. And like for a woman, don't do like the dainty, like the little don't
Fragile.
fragile. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
when you have a female shake your hand, you want her to have a nice firm handshake.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Good grip.
Yeah.
But anytime I walk...
What the hell
Is that
are
what
you
you're saying?
What are you saying?
It's an indication for you.
I mean, it's...
What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything.
Just-
I'm saying you want a good firm handshake.
I'm just saying there's a little mental checkoff list that you just acknowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
You dirty
Put
bird.
that in the bank.
Michelle's a dirty bird.
No.
All right. Tim,
repeating.
thanks for the call.
Yeah, man, y'all keep it up. Thank
All
you.
right, appreciate it. All right, so red pill, blue pill from The Matrix.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm not a huge Matrix fan. In fact, I really.
I think you would be if we went back and watched it now.
You think so?
Yeah,
Should
we got to watch it.
Oh, Michelle and I watched a great movie on Saturday night. I'm going to tell you what movie I really, really freaking enjoyed. And I think I recall the commercials running for this movie, but we never saw it in the theater, and it's taken this long. So what movie did we watch on Saturday night? We'll get to that here in just a second. So The Matrix is from 1999. But this is not really about the movie, but it's about one of the themes in the movie, and that's red pill, blue pill. And the blue pill differs from the red pill how? Do you know, Fester?
Yeah.
All right, tell me. So let's see if you know what it is.
Like, the blue pill is just living a happy life in ignorant bliss.
How'd you know
as
that?
to the world around
Dude,
you.
how'd you know that?
Because I am a total blue pill guy.
You're-
I know. I mean, if there's a blue pill, I take it. And I have had fantastic results.
All right,
But living
so-
in bliss and the other one.
All right, so this is not a Matrix discussion,
No.
but this is about
I know people who just live their life in bliss and they're happy and content in their own existence, and they don't really get involved in in events that might cause turmoil
Let me tell you where this is going.
or divisive issues.
This is about dating. It's not about the Matrix. And women do not want to date the red pill guy. The red pill, it symbolizes harsh realities. All right. So the awakening and harsh realities, that's really what the red pill's about. And the blue pill is what Fester said, kind of just ignorant, just happy-go-lucky.
I can convince myself that society is doing really great right now, and I could also convince myself that we're all headed to just war.
But it
You
turns
know?
it turns out that a lot of women are saying that the undateable men are the red pill types. And it's like a subculture that they don't like. It's like a sort of a warning. And women are, I guess, prone to shy away from the red pill guy when it comes to dating. And that the red pill subculture also perpetuates a societal hatred against women.
Okay.
So women are more attracted to the blue pill type personality.
What's the red pill personality?
Well, like if somebody says, "Michelle, how are you doing today?" and you say,
Great.
"Great,"
How are you?
that's blue pill right there. But if somebody says, "How are you doing today?" say, "Psh, Have you seen what's going on in?
It's the more aggressive, more alert, aware, almost like hyper aware, hyper alert.
Are you aware of what's happening in this country, whether now or a year ago? Are you aware of what's happening in the world? Have you seen the price of eggs? Did you know the conspiracy about this or that or the other? And suddenly you're getting hit with a lot of aggression and potentially urban legends or what people think are facts, and you're like, okay, I don't need all this.
So the deal is, let me simplify this, that misogyny is more related to the red pill guy versus the blue pill guy, and that women are now trending more toward finding a blue pill guy versus a red pill guy from the Matrix. All right, speaking of dating.
Oh my God.
Hat fishing. Do you know what this? I've never heard this term, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
So I know what catfishing is.
Think about this. I was made aware of this over the weekend. The first time I ever heard of this term, hat fishing. And many women out there, if you've been on a date, it is now suggested that you've been hat fished. Not catfished, hat, H-A-T. I'm going to go to phones on this. I'm going to tell you right now that we will get phone calls on women that have been hat fished. What do you think it is? Michelle, take a guess. You're a woman.
You are a woman. We all.
What do you think hat?
It's revelatory.
Oh, did you look it up?
I'm trying to, but I don't know what it means. That I can't find it at all.
So I know what catfishing is when you lead somebody on in a fake relationship and you try to get them to.
All right, so
do stuff.
All right, so go ahead and apply what you know about catfishing to the term hat fishing. So what do you think it is?
I try to steal your ball cap.
No,
I don't know. Is it like photos on your page where you're wearing a hat and you can't see your face or the hideous scar?
All right. No. You get. Why would you wear a hat?
I don't know.
To show that you've no hair.
Okay,
right,
I'm asking.
So here's the deal.
So it's literal.
All right, hat fishing.
So you see a guy wearing like a Tampa Bay Rays cap and he looks all sporty, and then you meet him and he's a chrome dome?
No. Even beyond that, the guy never even takes the hat off during the date.
The women are bald?
No, the women aren't bald. It's the guy. The guy. So hat fishing is the guy is wearing a hat or a cap in his profile picture online if you're using like a dating deal. All right. So the term hat fishing, it goes even deeper, that you originally see a guy with a hat on, but then when you go out on a date, doesn't take the hat off. And these women are going on dates and the guy never takes the hat off. And there was a story that I saw that the woman finally, after dating a guy for numerous times, and they're together, and the guy finally took the hat off and he had no hair underneath, or he had very little hair underneath. So the term hat fishing is where it takes a while for the woman to realize that the guy's wearing the hat to, kind of, keep the dating going before she realizes the guy has no hair.
Okay, stop.
So that's being hat fished.
Where are you going that you're able to wear a hat all the time? Red Robin? Every meal is at Red Robin?
Chili's.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. And what kind of a hat are we talking about? Like a baseball hat?
Yeah.
Or a fancy Gucci hat?
No, it's like just anything.
Or Kangol.
Whether it's
Kangol,
a Kangol, a knit cap, a baseball cap. Yeah.
How about a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Didn't MJ go through a phase where he wore like those what are those little?
Julian liked it too.
Yeah,
They both did it.
Like Irish newsy hats.
Yeah, they let Julian take 2 school pictures because he wanted one with the hat. And they said, you can't have that in the yearbook. So they said, but okay, Julian, you can take one with the hat, and then we'll take the real one
I
without.
remember years ago I saw MJ on TV for something, and he's wearing the hat, and I'm like, what the hell is that thing on his head?
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing?
Hey, a little phase.
Julian still likes hats, though,
he
by
does.
the way.
Oh, yeah. So, like Applebee's.
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
Yeah.
Shout to Bourbon Street, stay with the Oreo shake.
Yeah, so the guy takes you on a date night to Applebee's with
Nice
the
night.
Bourbon Street steak and the Oreo shake, and he won't take his hat off.
I mean, there are restaurants where it's completely acceptable to leave your cap on the whole time.
right,
And
let
Okay,
me-
not at Burns.
All right, let me go to phones. I want to go to calls on this.
Or a bandana.
Ladies, have you been hat fished? Have you gone out on a date or the guy had a hat on in the profile pic? You were attracted to the guy and you wanted to go out on a date. You did. Had a hat in the profile, wouldn't take the hat off, had the hat on multiple dates. Call us. I'd love to hear from anyone that's been hat-fished or has a similar story or maybe even an ancillary, something that could be related to just the term hat fishing, whereas you were somewhat deceived by the hat and then finally the hat comes off. All right, 800-990-1047 is how you get in. I don't know what kind of response we're going to get to this. All right, 800-990-1047. All right, call us right now. If you've been hat fished, 800-990-1047. All right, fire up the phones, 800-990-1047. So, again, this is kind of specific, but if we can get a couple of good calls on
It
this.
certainly could make the point for us.
Yeah, this is because when you think about it, there was a story about this. What I read involved a girl named Samantha,
Ooh.
met a guy on Tinder. They had a number of dates, casual drinks, a movie, walk around the neighborhood. But the guy left his hat on every single time, just as he had a hat on in the Tinder pics. And then finally, after numerous dates, and I guess they were getting a little closer, the hat came off.
But
and
at what point does the hat not even matter? I mean, let's say initially, like, okay, that guy's bald, but after like four dates and you like this guy.
Listen, there are plenty of great guys. Listen, my hair's been thinning for a while. Listen, there are plenty of great guys out there that are bald.
Fester.
Or you've got guys that have, that shave their head. So
Listen, I've always said this, and that MJ, over the years, I've never wavered from it. I'm a very ugly man, a very ugly person.
That is not true.
Yeah, it's just the truth. And any degree of, male-related, acquisitions and conquests has not been won by my looks.
all right, let's go to phones.
But you never underestimate the value of being able to tell a good joke.
Phones are lighting up.
Just a couple of jokes.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. The phones are lighting up on hat fishing. Let's grab Becky up first in Sun City Center. Becky, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning. So when I met my now husband, we were dating. We met on Match.com, and I saw all his pictures. Every single picture had a hat on, and we talked a little bit on the phone. And we were planning to meet up, and right before we were going to meet up for the first time, he was like, I have to tell you something. He's like, I'm bald.
And your reaction was?
Well, yeah, no kidding. I saw your pictures. They had a hat in every single picture.
Yeah, so
it was not a surprise. I knew.
Right, so since he wore a hat in every picture, you had a suspicion that you weren't surprised when he finally came clean.
No, I thought it was going to be something way more dramatic like that. Like, no, I'm married, I had kids, whatever. But no, it was just he was bald.
Or my wiener was cut off in an industrial accident 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have terrible news.
Got caught in a bread mixer at the Wonder Bread factory.
It was awful.
Yeah.
But Becky, you still went out with him.
Oh, yeah, we're married.
They're
now.
married. They're married.
But that's my point. Is that it didn't matter to
It's
you.
obviously
No, it didn't matter at all.
It's a bigger, more psychological issue for your husband.
Right.
And he's even aware of it to where he feels like he had to cover it up.
Exactly. Yep. It's definitely him. It wasn't me. I didn't mind at all.
And Becky, how many years have you been married now?
I mean, we got married in November, so it's still pretty new.
Oh, wow. So it's fresh.
Yeah.
Now, was he shaved bald or just natural male pattern baldness? What was the extent of his...
I mean, now he shaves. I mean, he's no pattern baldness, but he shaves it completely.
Gotcha. All right, Becky, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Oh, look who's next. It is Racy Stacy. Racy Stacy from Largo. Yes, Racy Stacy.
So I can do both, but side clown hair.
Oh, hold on a minute. Are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, yeah, you broke up. All right, say it again. You can do what?
I said I can do bald, but not side clown hair.
I got you. All right, so you can do both. You'll date guys with hair, guys without hair, but you don't want the guys that have like bald on top and the side like bozo clown hair.
Correct.
Oh, I
or
got
like the sideburns and then it's bald. It's like, no, that's
All right, so if you date a guy that has no
the
hair,
beard?
you want a completely shaved head. You don't want like just like the side hair going around.
correct.
All right. Well, Racy Stacy, thank you for checking in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, Renee and all right, one more call, Andrew. Just one more call on this. I see you're still screening, but I got to move on. One more call, Renee and Mulberry. Renee, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hat fishing. Did you know what we were talking about when you heard it?
No, I've never heard that before.
But now you know what it is, right?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So I agree with Racy Stacy, but more to the fact, if I'm seeing somebody's like profile pictures and every picture of them is in a hat, I don't want to go out with somebody that goes on a hat everywhere. That's just not my thing. But it doesn't matter if they're bald or not; they can still be good looking.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
Bruce
listen.
Willis looked better after he lost his hair.
Hey, listen, some of the biggest sex symbols these days are completely shaved or bald guys.
Absolutely,
Look at
100%.
I mean, look at some of the movie stars these days, and you got The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock.
You got like
Terry Crews.
Vin Diesel, right?
I saw what
Travolta now. Got rid of the wig and everything, and
he's
And
accepting.
not really working for Travolta, but
I mean, we mentioned all these really tough macho guys with action movies, and Travolta.
By the way, unbelievably, I was watching. So I've been watching. Ask Michelle; she'll tell you. Oh God! So I've started watching the old TV show Emergency. So I love these old shows. I went through Adam 12. This is crap when I was a little kid. And I remember Saturday nights, my parents would go out and my brother and I would watch Emergency with the babysitter, like, early to mid 70s. So Emergency is available on Peacock. And I'm watching all of the Emergency episodes. And I'm like in season 2. I don't know if it was season 1 or season 2, but I saw John Travolta's first acting job ever. And yes, John Travolta was a kid that went over the side of a cliff on like a motorbike. And so I saw John
I had a crush on the doctor.
Oh, which one?
The one
Doctor.
with the dark hair
Yeah, what's his name?
and the deep voice.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't remember.
Yeah, what's his? I forgot. I've watched a bunch of. Why can't I remember his name?
Here's the characters. Here's the characters.
He plays Dr. Kelly Brackett.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Brackett was his name. All right, hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Hey, speaking of dating, one other thing here, which I think is a very interesting sidebar, that if you go out on an active date versus sort of a passive date, so a date where you do something and it's more active, you have a 25% greater chance of a second date versus just the regular date in a bar or a restaurant. Yeah. First dates that involve activity, like hiking or some activity, you're 25% more likely to have a second date than if you just meet up with somebody in a typical restaurant or bar situation, according to a matchmaking company called Talkify. Have you heard of that?
Okay.
Tawkify. Hiking has an impressive 50% success rate, according to the data. And they put together data from millions of singles and hundreds of thousands of matches during the first quarter of this year. And they put it together, and that's how they came up with an active date has a 25% greater chance as an aggregate. But then you take hiking, and if you go on a hike, and I would imagine maybe in Colorado, for instance, or
where here are you going to go hiking?
I mean, there's trails around here. There's not mountain trails.
You know what?
could find a couple of things. To go
Let's have our first date on the Pinellas Trail.
Okay.
In Largo.
I mean, even in Tampa, though, I mean, if you went down the Riverwalk, it's like what, 2.5 miles?
Is it?
I don't know if that's
like
Are
that.
you walking it, Fester?
I don't know if that's a hike. Fester barely walks from the parking lot to the studio. Fester on a hike.
Let me tell you something I've never been on.
What?
The Riverwalk. It looks beautiful, but I'm just not a walker.
You know what? We have not either.
I mean, it looks really beautiful. It looks nice. I've seen it lit up. I've seen it in online posts. I've seen news articles about it. I think it's like 2.5 miles long.
I don't even know where it is.
It's near the river.
What river? Is there a river near here?
The Hillsborough River. All right. So, another MJ Morning Show revelation. I also have never been on. So, Fester's never been on the Riverwalk in Tampa, and I've never been on the Riverwalk either.
I've been to that Curtis Tixon Park. I've been there.
Hey,
Where's that?
Hey, Michelle. So, we've been to. Obviously, Armature Works, which is nearby. We've been to Kelly Ring's retirement party from Fox 13.
Where was that?
That was at that. What was that building?
Exactly.
Like kind of
was it the art center? Or the Glazer Museum?
No. It was on the other side.
Oh, I have no.
So, but
It was some big white building. They had a space inside for us to have a party.
Okay.
That's like the extent of what I know about it.
It's 8:00 at the MJ Morning Show. Folks, it is time for the Cash Kitty. So here's what's going on. This morning is a very busy morning. I'm going to give you the Cash Kitty new keyword right now. And then later this morning, we'll give away Lightning tickets. So Lightning and Panthers, round one, game one of NHL playoffs begin tomorrow night here in Tampa, downtown in Amalie. And you know what? That's another thing. I've never used Amalie motor oil.
Really?
Yeah. Have you?
You know what? I don't know.
I've never. Yeah. I've never.
I need an oil change in the caddy. I wonder if I could go someplace and say, just Amalie, please.
You know, Amalie's been around for like 100 years.
Yeah, it's like an old company.
But you don't know really what it is. And I see what Amalie was doing. That's why they got the naming rights for the arena downtown, is to try to build up awareness of what the hell is Amalie. And listen, a lot of people know the name Amalie, but do they know that it's this long-time motor oil company for like 100 years? Anyway.
Is Amalie more of like a heavy-duty, like industrial?
I'm going to use it in my bulldozer. So, all right. So, we have Lightning tickets to give away.
For the last person I want to see buy a bulldozer.
Listen, I'm just trying to help the Amalie, the folks, and I think it's a private company, and I think they're loaded.
Sure. All
right, so here's the deal. Amalie is a motor oil, so I'm doing my part to help spread the word of what Amalie actually is. All right, so we'll do Lightning tickets later on, but first, right now, it's time for the Cash Kitty, and you're shot at $1,000. This hour's word is top. T-O-P. Text the word top right now, T-O-P, nationwide to 45911 before 8:25, and you got a shot at $1,000. Or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Let me use it in a sentence. The word is top. I am looking at the top of Fester's head.
Yes.
And it is sweaty and glaring light into my eye.
It's a little warm in here today.
Yeah. Shining light into my eye. All right, so that's the word. And, of course, the Cash Kitty is at 8 a.m. every morning. Then it happens at 10 a.m. right after the MJ Morning Show. Then 12 noon, 3, and 5 p.m. So you listen to the MJ Morning Show for your quality entertainment, and then you listen to great Q105 music all day long at work or whatever. Simple as that, Cash Kitty. And then Lightning tickets are on the way in just a bit. I got to call Anonymous. So let me tell you what happened. We've got these little crap-stained kids, right, that are just nasty in my neighborhood. And I've seen them a couple of times, and I saw them get into an altercation with a neighbor. And Michelle knows this because this has come up, that I'm walking about 30 miles a week in my neighborhood. That is a lot. So I see a lot of stuff, and I walk different times. I walk, for instance, on Saturday morning, I was out at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I did 5-mile walk. Yesterday, Sunday, Easter Sunday, Michelle, what time did I go out for my walk last night?
9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was out like at 9 o'clock. I didn't get back. I got back at 10 o'clock last night, so I did a late walk last night. Did a 3-miler last night, 5-mile. So I see a lot. I get a direct message from an MJ Morning Show listener who has asked to remain anonymous and had a run-in with a couple of kids in the neighborhood at a 4-way stop in my neighborhood. And this person listening to the show knows that I do a lot of walking and asked me via direct message on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio, asked me if I ever had any encounters with the kids she's describing. And when I saw the message, I'm like, holy crap. It's the redhead and the dark-haired little troll bitches.
Okay.
And yeah, these kids are...
Do they live in the neighborhood?
I haven't seen them like where they might live, but they're somewhere nearby. And they race through the neighborhood on motorized bikes, and they fly. All right, hold on a minute. Let me get Anonymous on the line. And the minute I heard her story via the direct message, I'm like, oh, yeah, it sounds like them. All right. All right, let me get Anonymous on the line. Did I dial correctly? It looks like I did. And I'm protecting the caller's identity because she's terrified that these kids will hunt her down.
Hello?
Is this Anonymous MJ listener with the kid problem in the hood?
This is me.
All right, I'm going to keep your name. You've asked to remain anonymous.
Okay.
I believe that I had some experiences, and I've observed these kids. All right, tell me exactly what happened to you. And this is a whole parenting issue, and I want to take this a little deeper. And once you hear Anonymous's story, and then you hear what I saw these kids do, then I've got a question about the parenting. All right, go ahead, Anonymous. What happened?
Okay, so I was leaving the neighborhood.
All right, don't be specific on streets, but there's a four-way stop, correct?
Yeah, there's actually a two-way stop and then a four-way stop.
Gotcha.
And a couple of streets in between.
Okay.
And I was at the two-way stop.
Yep.
And the other cars cleared the way. I was clear to go. I was at the stop sign, and I didn't see anybody. And then I crossed, went through the stop sign. The kid flew behind me and called me, you stupid, bitch.
They hold on. They're behind you. They raced
They crossed behind me. There's no way that I was even close to them. They went right behind me, but they flew. And my first thing was, man, I need to go find these kids and tell them that they could get hurt.
All right. So they passed by you. You were stopped. They were behind you. So
no, they were. So I was going, let's say, north and south, and they were going east and west.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So they were going.
All right. It was your turn to go. You go, and they're racing with no regard, and they yell at you, "Stupid bitch."
Yep. And then I, I thought about going to them and finding them. Excuse me, let me shut my door for this dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably
and confronting them.
Yeah.
But then I went to the next stop sign, the four-way stop sign. Again, the cars had to clear because there was cars there first.
Right.
When it was time for me to turn left to go the back way out. About the second house. Of course, I was only probably going like 15, 20 miles per hour.
Right.
I go very slow through there, respect. And I seen them zooming up behind me, and one came to each side of my window. So I didn't know if they were horsing around to try to, crash into my car or throw something at me. So I just stopped my car in the middle of the road.
All right, let me tell you what's going on here. And I am almost, because I asked you and I said, did one of the kids have red hair and did one of the kids have dark hair? And you've confirmed that these are the kids. Then I asked you, were they about maybe 14 or 15 years old? And then you DM me back on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. You said, yup. That's them.
Yep,
and
them.
The minute you said the kids racing on these motorized scooters and then the vile words that were flung at you, I'm like, oh, man, it's them. It's frickin' frack or whatever. I have no idea what their names are. But let me tell you what I observed. This is a couple of months ago, and they were in Beach Park area, South Tampa, off West Shore. They were driving across people's lawns in my neighborhood. I mean, just driving straight across people's lawns. And a neighbor on a corner house, they drove right across their lawn to cut a corner. And I'm not talking like 2 feet in from the street. I'm talking about they were 20 feet in on the lawn, just driving right across it to cut a corner where they were turning right. And the neighbor yells, hey, what are you? It was almost like, get off my lawn. And the neighbor yells, and I'm walking, and I hear the kids yell "F you." One of the kids yelled "Eat my ass." And then,
I'm sure.
and then flip. I mean, double. This time, I think you saw them on two separate bikes. The time that I saw them, I think the redhead was driving the motorized bike, and the kid with the black hair or the dark hair was riding on the back, and flipped around and double barreled, and they're cursing at the guy whose lawn they just drove across. I've seen them several times. I've also seen them flying on the sidewalk on West Shore Boulevard.
I believe it.
You're doing 40 miles an hour, and if there's a pedestrian, they're going to mow them over. So, my question is, the reason why I'm bringing this up is these kids are, total menaces, and they are rude little kids. They're vile little maggots. They're little bastards. These guys are virus turds. Mom should have had her tubes tied on both these kids, all right?
I agree.
All right, so my question is, do you think the parents are enabling their behavior? Do you think Michelle, do you think the parents, if you were to guess, do you think the parents have any idea that these two kids are like terrorizing the neighborhood on the motorized scooter, yelling at listeners like Anonymous here, and I witnessed them, rip a guy a new one after they cut across his lawn? Do you think the parents are aware of their kids' behavior? Do they have any idea how foul and nasty their kids are?
I would have to say yes, because I don't think that kids act that much differently, with like in different circumstances. They're not going to go home and be like, yes, sir, no, sir, and then be out there shouting that stuff. I mean, there's a degree of difference, but it's not that different.
They could be just regular bratty kids at home, and then they're hellions as soon as they leave their parents' eyesight.
Oh, they're vile. They are just,
they're just showing such disregard for, other people's property and just so disrespectful. I just can't imagine that they are not to some degree that way in their own home.
I got to share this. And Anonymous, hopefully you don't mind, but you are anonymous. People don't know who you are. But in our direct message exchange on Instagram, you wrote to me that it was a good thing you were on your meds because you might have run them over.
It's possible.
All right, so
I heard everybody in that neighborhood's on their meds.
I'm glad you took your meds. All right.
All right. So MJ, what are we gonna do here?
No, listen,
we gonna set up stop sticks?
No, I'm just.
Are we gonna wait? Are you gonna use me as a bait car driving through your neighborhood, looking to engage these kids, and then just pit maneuver them right into the bushes?
I'm just.
I'll help you, Fester.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So just a warning for West Shore area Beach Park in South Tampa. Yeah, there were the two kids, a red-headed kid and a dark-haired kid. And sometimes I guess they're riding separate motorized scooters. Other times they're riding together, and they are nasty little bitches. All right. So, hey, Anonymous, thanks for checking. Oh, look at the phone. We have phones are ringing here. All right. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good one. Glad she was on her meds because she might have run the kids over.
So is she.
Oh, man. But that was just sort of an ancillary offshoot question was, do the parents know? A lot of times, the old expression, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So a lot of times parents are enablers.
I don't know. I think that's the age where kind of some dumb boys try to see how far they can push things.
Anyone else in South Tampa? Anyone in Beach Park along West Shore? Anyone know who I'm talking about? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. How about Cheryl in St. Pete? Cheryl, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, yes. I work in Seminole City Center at the businesses there, and we've got a group of probably about 8 that come in different combinations. They ride the electric bikes in the stores. They scream and cuss and just pants the mannequins and just terrorize the shopping center. We are working with the community police to get them trespassed from the whole center. Summer hasn't even started, and this is a problem already.
Most kids are good. Most kids, they know right from wrong. I think they're decent individuals. Why are you shaking your head? No.
You don't even know many kids. What are you going to say? Most kids are good.
Most kids are not vile turds like the kids that are terrorizing motorists and people in South Tampa. All right, most kids are good. They're well behaved, but you do have some really, nasty kids that are most likely to end up in jail or prison for something.
I think the parents are like, okay, go, get out of the house, go. And they just don't know what they're doing. I mean, as long as you're not bothering me, I'm here at home doing what I need to do. Go take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Right. Let's get out of my hair.
Think about it. When you went out with your friends,
we didn't
your
terrorize.
folks-
we weren't
right.
nasty kids.
Okay, right. But your folks had no idea what you were doing. And then you get back, your mom says something like, "How's your day, Todd?" "Oh, it's fine, Mom." "What'd you do?" "Nothing."
We didn't terrorize people. We didn't act like nasty, delinquents just trying to, ruin people's days,
Yeah, we were playing at certain kids' houses or, within like the neighborhood there. We weren't
I understand.
all over terrorizing.
I know you guys are delinquents. However, these delinquents, their parents have no idea what they're doing.
Thanks for the call, Cheryl. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Just heads up. When this woman, because she knows that the anonymous person is a regular listener who lives in the neighborhood and has heard me talk about how often I walk and asked, "Hey, have you ever seen these?" And I'm like, "Yep." So that's where that came from.
Whoa.
Hey, Andrew's screening more calls. Andrew, am I taking any more calls here or am I moving on? All right, I'm moving on. Fester.
Yes.
Yeah, way to be a day late and $1 short.
Oh, is this about the Kennedy assassination?
No,
it's okay, what are you talking about?
Listen to me. Oh, look at all the lines are ringing now.
I'm telling you,
Hang
every
on.
neighborhood has something like this. They have
Hang on. Hey, Andrew, I just put a whole bunch of calls on hold because you're screening right now. Let me know if any of these calls are good. I'll go back to it. Fester at 10 o'clock actually later, 10:30 or 11 last night, Fester sends me the preparation email, stuff that he found, stuff that he thinks is good for the show. Day late, $1 short. Fester at 11 o'clock last night texts me, the best places to celebrate Easter in 2025.
I only saw it last night.
No, nothing like sending me the best place to celebrate Easter with 1 hour left in Easter.
Well, I only saw it last night. And
you know what else?
What?
The Pope had probably already died because you sent this to me at 11 p.m. Last night. Rome, the Vatican is 6 hours ahead, so that would have been close to 5 a.m. Rome and Vatican time. So, folks, if you don't know the breaking news, do you think there's anyone listening right now that's going to be shocked when I say that the Pope has died?
I mean, if they don't know.
Yeah, if they're just getting in their car to go to work and be there by 9.
You want to talk about a person that a lot of people feel a way about?
Yeah.
A lot of people have a strong tie to the Pope.
If you haven't heard the news, Pope Francis has passed away. The Vatican announced, was it about 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. Eastern time this morning is when the Vatican announced that Pope Francis has passed away. And Andrew, our producer, introduced the conspiracy theory that he probably died on Easter Sunday, late Easter Sunday, but they didn't want to announce it until after Easter was over.
So
I don't know if we have an exact time of death.
Well,
for the Pope.
there is a system for them to determine that he is dead, and it's much like what you saw in the movie.
Well, the Pope sleeps with a monitor to make sure he's alive through the night?
They have to call his name 3 times, make sure he doesn't answer, and then they call somebody else.
Do they seal the door and everything?
They have to take the ring off, and historically they would burn the ring and something else that went with it because they didn't want that
his
to be,
hat.
Well, the ring was how he signs, right?
Yeah.
So they don't want anybody to be able to forge his signing with the ring. Now they just put it away for safekeeping.
Yesterday,
Yep.
Sunday, the Pope had a very busy day.
Yeah.
He was very much alive.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting part here is the Pope made a surprise appearance at the Vatican yesterday. They were driving him in the Pope-mobile through the streets. The Pope was out yesterday for Easter Sunday, and then he passes away later in the night.
I saw that the Pope gave the Mass, and he went out, and I'm like, this Pope is doing more today than he has in the last year.
Well, listen, he was in the hospital for a couple of months. He was out of commission for like almost 2 months. So, listen, bottom line is...
they worked him to death. It's the bottom line.
The Pope has passed, so we're entering the conclave period again. So the cardinals will fly in from around the world, and typically it is within like 15 or 20 days that the conclave will be enacted for the voting to begin for a new pope. So we're getting near that time again for the white smoke and the black smoke. Black smoke means they haven't voted for new pope, and then finally, when they agree after numerous rounds of voting, the white smoke will indicate that there is a new pope. And Pope Francis has passed away, so there will be a new pope in the next coming month or so.
Did the vice president meet the Pope yesterday?
Yeah. So, J.D. Vance met the Pope yesterday. There was a report that the Pope kind of pawned J.D. Vance off on like an underling for like the conversation, but that Vance got to just like
meet the Pope,
quickly do a walk by to meet the Pope.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Pope dies.
And then the Pope dies hours after meeting the Vice President of the United States. So I don't know.
Maybe he knew.
Any conspiracies flying on that yet? Please stop it if you are. All right, let me go back to phones here.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Well, I think this has to do with the maniac kids. Michelle and Trinity. Hi, Michelle. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, guys. So I don't think that it's an issue with the parents not knowing. And here in our neighborhood, I live in Villages of Trinity. We have this kid. He's a teenager. He drives like a complete ass through the neighborhood. It's intentional. He's been called out on it multiple times. We have a Facebook page for the neighborhood. People mention it in there all the time, mention it by his name, by his car description. He'll go past kids playing in their driveway and like squeal the tires to scare them on purpose.
Yeah.
So we call him out all the time, and his mom is on there as well. And the problem is she defends him. She has told every single one of us that we're exaggerating what he does and that he isn't doing these things.
Gotcha.
So I don't necessarily think it's that the parents don't know what's going on. It's that they don't believe anything anybody's saying, that they think their children are these perfectly innocent little creatures.
Yeah, listen, there's another kid that's in our neighborhood with fast cars, loud exhaust, and he has, he's menaced numerous people in our neighborhood, and the father seems to enable the kid's behavior. So, there's nothing you can do, I guess. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. Dawn is in Tampa. Dawn, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Yes.
Yes, the parents absolutely do know how rotten their little bastards are, okay? My daughter works at a coffee shop, and she had some kids that were in. They were around 12, 13 years old, no parents,
right?
Okay?
Yep.
Badly behaved, and she told them they had to leave because of their behavior, screaming, hollering. It was unacceptable. It's a place of business. They were told to leave. Well, the father shows up, okay, acts like a jerk. And my daughter's trying to explain why she had his daughter and her friends leave. He starts saying nasty things to my daughter, that she's ugly, she's stupid, she's a fucking loser.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I had to dump your F-bomb. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we
sorry about that.
Yeah, you can't. All right. So what Dawn just said will remain on the stream. So if you're listening to streaming, that didn't get dumped. If you're watching MJTV now or later, Dawn's profanity will remain, but I did have to remove it from the federally licensed 104.7 FM broadcast frequency.
We're going to be working in the coffee shop with your kid. You keep that up, Dawn.
So Dawn, I had to dump that.
These are the things this guy said to my daughter.
Okay, all right.
She was stupid.
All right, don't say it again. All right.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Dawn, we get it.
All right.
Whatever happened, did she call police on the dad, or was there ever law enforcement involved?
Well, my daughter had called the police, had them trespassed, but this is the behavior. This she was a loser and she'd
Okay, we
always
get
be
it.
there at a
Okay.
coffee shop. And I mean, he knew what his kids did. And the parent is just the same example.
Mm-hmm.
If my kid was out doing stuff like that and I found out about it,
Oh, you'd strangle him.
he would be answering to me.
Yeah.
Not the cops, not the neighbors.
If your kid
The
called a
neighbors
radio
would be
show,
applauding me for stopping my kid.
yeah, Dawn, your kid calls
My
a
kid
radio
will
show,
tell
starts
you
cursing.
the person she's
All right, she
afraid
can't
of
hear
is me.
Dawn, you,
Dawn, listen, this clearly has worked you up. I
is
get it. Listen, you're being a mother protecting your daughter. I mean, clearly this has affected you. How your daughter was verbally attacked by these turds.
No, but by the father.
By the father.
Yeah.
The father
By
of the
the
turds.
parent. The parent.
Okay.
The
Well, no,
parents know
Well,
what
no,
the
it's the kids.
No.
and-
Yes, the
The-
father
the-
came in and
yes,
spoke to the daughter
the-
like that, and that's what she's saying. The father is modeling that behavior for
right.
the kids.
But
So the
it-
kids are behaving exactly
but it's,
like the parent.
It's the kids and the father. And that's a case where
Yes.
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Dawn,
So,
thank you, Dawn.
Absolutely.
Dawn, thank you very much.
Have a lovely day.
Have a great day.
What I was saying was both. The kids are nasty, but guess what? The kid got it from the father.
Am I the only one who's exhausted after that
Wow.
call?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me grab two more here. And then I have to go back to the Easter story.
All right, get back to Easter.
All right. Sandy in Carrollwood. Sandy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey guys, thank you for having me.
Yep. Go ahead.
So I want to say it was a couple of months ago that my husband and I are just in our apartment, minding our own business. He's working, I'm watching TV, and we just hear banging on our door. We thought somebody was trying to break in. And so good thing we have a Ring doorbell, and we check, and it's these two pesky kids just going from door to door, kicking people's doors.
They're trying to do that stupid TikTok kick in the door challenge. That's what they were
Sounds
probably.
like it.
That's
Yeah.
for the last couple of years.
How recently was this, Sandy?
Yeah.
It was about a couple months ago, probably.
Yeah, because we talked about this starting a couple of years ago, it feels like.
Yeah, I think we talked about the TikTok idiot kicking people's doors challenge. I think we started talking about that like 3 or 4 years ago, actually. You know what?
right,
You know what else? There's also the Kool-Aid challenge, where the kids are like running through people's fences, like the Kool-Aid man. Hey, Kool-Aid! Oh yeah! And they're smashing through people's fences like the Kool-Aid man. That's having a resurgence now too.
Mm.
But anyway, the type of person I am, I would have loved to just go and chase them and, just tell them off. But, the type of person my husband is, the kind of quiet, shy guy, surprisingly, he just blew his lid and he stood up, ran out that door, and he went to follow where they were going.
Mm.
We figured they must be kids in the neighborhood because
Yeah.
we're in an apartment complex.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys were the victim of the old TikTok-inspired kick-in neighborhood doors challenge, where late at night. What time of night was this?
Had to have been 9 o'clock.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. It's after dark that this happens, and yeah, it's a good way to get shot. Hey, Sandy, thanks for the call. All right, one more here. Wendy is next. Wendy, last call on this. Go ahead.
Okay, when I was a kid, I had our family's we all lived in a small town. The second or third cousin was an idiot. He drove this sports car, drove this Mustang crazily. Well, one day he's driving down the road. There's all these little signs telling him, watch for kids. He drove down the road, and I'm babysitting this little girl, and she's getting ready. We're looking. We kind of look both ways. She's getting ready to cross the road. He comes barreling down the road, almost hits her. I went out to grab her. My Irish setter runs out between me and the car. This kid broke the Irish setter's leg, bruised me on the entire left side.
Wow.
And the little girl ended up, luckily the worst she got was a couple of scrapes when he hit me, because he hit the dog, even trying to slow down. He hit the dog, and the dog, I don't know if you've ever seen an Irish setter. They're pretty decent size.
But
Yes, I have seen an Irish setter. They're not that rare.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Most people don't know where an Irish setter is.
Yeah, they
But-
do.
It's a big dog.
Yeah.
It's a
But
shaggy red lab.
I got to wrap this up. But did the cops get involved?
No, my mother went down and ripped her cousin a new butthole about his son.
Yeah.
Very colorful stuff today. Wendy, thank you for sharing.
Yep.
All right. Listen, I maintain that most kids are good, but you've got a bunch of nasty, foul delinquents that hey, listen, even roam my neighborhood. All right, 8:29 at the MJ Morning Show. We do have lightning tickets to give away sometime soon. I'll tell you when to call in to win lightning. So anytime between now and the end of this segment, and of course, we're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So sometime between now and the end of this segment, so it'll be this half hour or so, we will give away the lightning tickets. This is for the first game, first round NHL playoffs tomorrow night at Amalie Arena. The Florida Panthers coming to town to play the Lightning. Game 1. Puck drops about 8:30 tomorrow night, and we've got tickets, a pair for you. I'll tell you when to call in to win here on the MJ Morning Show. Stand by. All right, so we got distracted, and I never mentioned. So Fester sends me this list. There's 1 hour left in Easter Sunday last night, and Fester sends me a list of the best places to celebrate Easter in 2025. Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Okay, well, first of all.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there are 100 places. So
100
there's
places?
Well, it's ranked. So it's the 100 best places.
According to who?
And they take into consideration all kinds of, the number of events, traditions. There's just a lot of considerations that they take into consideration when coming up with like the list of the best places, like the traditions, events for kids, the weather, history. There's just a lot. So the best place overall to celebrate Easter in the United States
Where?
is Birmingham, Alabama.
What?
Yeah. Birmingham, Alabama, number 1.
Okay.
So where does the Tampa Bay area rank? And this is quick. Tampa's number 19. Number 19 out of 100 in the U.S. Tampa, city of Tampa, is number 19. And then as far as other locations, St. Petersburg is number 74. So 74 for St. Pete.
Why so different?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, just an 8-mile drive across the...
Yeah. Clearwater.
I mean, they came up with 100 cities. Oh, this is number 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so ridiculous.
Yes, just thought I'd point it out.
Thank you.
Michelle's going to love this. This is a band, and she loves this song. She loves this band. I don't know where I stumbled upon this, but it somewhere over the weekend I stumbled across this story. A 90s rock singer says that he was high 24/7 and barely remembers the making of their album, which spawned their biggest hits. So high 24/7. The lead singer of this popular 90s rock band said he was high every day, virtually round the clock for 16 years. This frontman, Chris Barron, told Rolling Stone in a new interview that he was using marijuana all the time and was absolutely blitzed, stoned, blasted during the making of the album that produced their biggest hits. Michelle, the name is not, unless you're a super hyper fan, the name of the lead singer, Chris Barron, it's not going to ring any bell whatsoever. Not at all. But
I know the band?
The name of the band, you will instantly know the name of the band, and you will absolutely certainly know the songs. And in fact, one of the songs is one of Michelle's favorites.
Ooh.
By the way you're saying it, I know it's not going to be.
So you think I'm yanking your chain?
Is it Come On, Eileen?
No.
Dexy's Midnight Runners?
No, they're 80s. What did you say? Did you say what?
Dexy's Midnight
Oh,
Runner?
I thought you said Becky's Midnight Runners.
Yeah, that's the cover band.
Becky's Midnight. All right, Michelle,
All right, so
you ready? Here's the audio daily double. Oh, like Two Princes by Spin Doctor. Why don't you like that song? I love that song.
All right, so
What about their other song?
what's their other song?
What about? Do you know this one?
Yeah, it's
Little Miss Can't Be Wrong concert. They still tour occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, if you have
Yeah.
if you have the weed, they'll come by.
Guess what? You were supposed to, I think.
Yeah, I think that's interesting though. You know, how many artists were like totally blitzed on some kind of drug when they recorded some of their biggest songs?
Does
lot.
Spin Doctors have a third hit, or are they just like a two-hit
I
wonder?
think that was it. I think they had 2 hits that kind of charted. I don't think they had anything else. I think
Thank goodness.
Two Princes was the biggest, and then Little Miss Can't Be Wrong was behind that. All right, I have a very odd story, and I'm gonna be very careful how I distribute some of the details over the airwaves. This is weird. An 88-year-old woman's home was destroyed because the neighbor was burning objects in his yard. Was it a pile of leaves? What was this guy burning in his yard? His collection of sex toys. What?
What?
Exactly. You heard me right. A woman out on Staten Island, an 88-year-old woman, had her home destroyed, and now she's living in terror. Fire on Staten Island. You know what? Famous Staten Island residents need to step up, like Pete, what's his face?
Pete Davidson?
Yeah, Pete Davidson. He needs to stay. I mean, he's doing Verizon commercials now. He's making a fortune.
And she lives in the same area as this guy, so he should rebuild her
And
house.
wait a minute, and his dad was a firefighter.
Yeah.
Remember, his dad lost his life
9/11.
on 9/11. Absolutely.
Are we sure it wasn't Pete Davidson that was burning his collection of sex toys?
You know, that's a good question. A blaze on, this is a bizarre story. House fire, Staten Island, started with sex toys being set on fire in a backyard and then spread and destroyed the home of an 88-year-old woman who is now living in terror, according to the New York Daily News.
How'd the fire spread?
Hang on.
Yeah.
The first night, she had a nightmare. She screamed really loud. She screamed so loud, I never heard someone scream like that, said Angela, the daughter-in-law of 88-year-old Lelaine. She's talking to herself like, I don't understand, says Angela. She's trying to understand what happened. So the blaze forced Lelaine and her daughter Sophia to take refuge with the relative. Sophia, who was living in this West Brighton Staten Island home as a caretaker to her mother, grew up in the home with her 8 siblings. The structure is now drenched from water that was used to put out the fire, and the home is completely charred. The home is apparently not repairable.
Yeah, it's
apparently,
ruined, yeah.
apparently the home is a total loss. The mother is 88 years old. Can you imagine living the bulk of your life and raising, 9 kids in this home?
Just to lose your house because your neighbor's burning all of his stuff?
Well, here's the deal. The fire, which authorities initially was called suspicious, started around 3 p.m. on Wednesday and quickly spread to 2 neighboring buildings, which were extensively damaged, according to the FDNY. Harry Torres, 37, charged with arson and reckless endangerment, according to the FDNY. He was arraigned on Thursday, released without bail. His lawyer did not respond to a request for a comment. He said, quote, I started the fire. I was in the backyard at my house, and I lit 2 sex toys on fire. He used lighter fluid and told investigators he was trying to get rid of the DNA on the sex toys, which included a rubber... I can't even... Michelle, you saw it, right?
I just read it.
A rubber what?
Well, if he's the male, he needs a rubber female part.
Ooh.
Okay. JJ.
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, it exists.
I mean,
he lights the stuff on fire to destroy his DNA. You can't make this crap up. One neighbor said that Torres. What are you laughing at?
I just wrote the name of it down for her. She knows what they're called.
I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
First word's pocket.
All right, will you stop it? All right, hot pocket?
No.
No.
Hot pocket. Hot pocket.
You're making
All
it
right,
gross.
So, all right. So one neighbor said that this Torres guy seemed a little off. Oh, you think so?
Yeah, duh.
Just use bleach and toss them in a dumpster or something instead of trying to burn them to the ground, burning the neighbor's house to the ground, essentially. One neighbor said he seemed a little off. He lives here in this house upstairs on the second floor. You know who else lives on the second floor? Luca.
Luca, yeah.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor. All right. So this is nuts. The flames spread. The family cat alerted, I guess, to the blaze. The family cat's name was Cyrus. So Cyrus the cat alerted Lillian, the 88-year-old mother and grandmother, and probably great-grandmother, alerted her to the fire. This is unbelievable. The home is toast. Why'd they let the guy out with no bail?
Yeah, that's kind of a curious question.
Yeah.
This is New York, and have you seen him being escorted out of his house in cuffs?
I did.
Oh.
He's wearing the guy's a very hefty dude, and the dude is wearing a purple velour bathrobe.
It's a nice robe.
Oh my God.
It's the kind of robe you wear when you're heavyweight champ of the world. Look at this guy.
It's like a velvety, is that a dark blue or purple? What is that?
I mean, I see both colors now that you say purple.
Oh, man.
I would have said navy before, but now it's purple.
You know what? This guy looks like he's in need of a plastic rubber thing.
Yeah, well, he had one.
Oh, my God.
He had it until he burned it up.
Oh, man. You can't believe some of this stuff. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. On a more serious note, FSU classes will resume today.
Yeah.
After the shooting last week, so FSU classes will resume today. The school's working with students, providing flexible options, obviously. There was also an offshoot story that I saw about, listen to this, why would a student say that he was frantically chewing gum? During the incident, during the lockdown and gunfire and the adjacent buildings, why would Jeffrey LaFray be chewing gum frantically along with other kids in the classroom, in the FSU classroom? Think about this. Why? During the incident, I'll tell you. They were chewing gum frantically to use the gum as a sticky substance to be able to put paper over the windows to cover the windows. They didn't know if there was going to be sniper fire, if somebody was going to fire rounds into the windows, into the classroom, the building they were in. So they were chewing gum because they didn't have tape apparently, and they were chewing gum to then use sheets of paper to cover the windows to try to block any kind of visual that somebody could get from the outside. I mean, is that unbelievable?
Is that a thing, or did just one of those students think of that? Oh my gosh, we could really be in trouble here. Let's go ahead and do this.
I never heard of that being like.
It sounds like it's an on-the-fly improvisation.
Yeah,
that's exactly what Fester just said. I don't think that's part of what to do in the case of a school shooting.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't think about covering windows because I'm thinking law enforcement needs to be able to see in. But I guess
covering windows might be on the checklist,
right?
But not gum. They probably use tape.
Someone figured it out.
They didn't have it.
Yeah.
Wow. All of the wounded victims at FSU are expected to make a full recovery. And, of course, 2 adults.
They weren't students there.
Two adults were killed. One was the Aramark. So the vending or the cafeteria, the food services is run by Aramark. Yeah, big company, Aramark and the food director for Aramark running the cafeteria inside the union up at FSU. He was one of the victims. And then a football coach from out of state, I think it was a high school football coach, was another victim. 2 adults, 2 men, and all the students that were hit all the other individuals are expected to make what they're saying is a full recovery. Unbelievable. Well, hey, shifting gears. The Birkin bag. Michelle, to the best of your knowledge, what is the price range of the Birkin bag? This is the famous celebrity handbag, and you've seen the stories. And, even way back, wasn't that a storyline in Sex and the City, right?
I believe so.
Way back when Sex and the City was big, 20 plus years ago on HBO. And the Birkin bag and the celebrities. There have been many, many stories, and it's produced by Hermès, the French luxury house Hermès, known for their colorful scarves and all kinds of stuff and handbags. They make the Birkin bag. So, what do you think what is the range for the Birkin bag? Like, what is the cheapest Birkin bag you can get into?
I'm going to say about 10 grand.
All right, so let's go.
That's like your basic model.
Let's go with that number, and I think that would be my guess as well. Somewhere, I was going to say like 11, so we're very close.
Very close.
And I thought I heard of J-Lo having like a $250,000 Birkin bag.
Oh, easily. Because when they make it in like a special series and a special fabric or product, if it's like Python or something like that, and then they get very crazy with it. It's exclusive.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is I guess the average has been determined to be about $38,000. There's an item that I read on what does it cost Birkin to make a $38,000 handbag. First of all, it's a ridiculous number for a purse. $38,000. I mean, that is, listen, if you got a lot of money, you can do whatever you want with your money, but for a purse, I can't see it. I can see expensive jewelry, an expensive watch, but 38 grand for a handbag. I mean, Michelle, that's ridiculous.
Everybody has their thing. Okay, big. You have a 38 grand. You want to drop it on a purse?
I think these are like hand stitched by
Mr. Birkin himself,
like
Mr. Birkin's grandmother.
No,
hands the leather
by highly trained seamstress or tailors
by
and
a person who could stitch.
All right, so what does it cost? Yeah. This is what fascinated me, and there's also some Chinese trolling that's entered the picture here with the whole tariff wars, and this is, I guess how I stumbled upon this. So you take a $38,000 Birkin bag, and it's been calculated that they only have $1,400 total into the bag with parts and the specialized labor.
I don't believe that.
Hang on. $38,000 bag and $1,400 of labor and materials in that bag. That is a hell of a profit margin. that means the profit margin is what? $36,600?
Incredible.
I'm not sure I follow that number.
Okay, how much were they? 2 grand?
I don't know, but
how far could they be off?
I don't know. I don't even know how many they make a day. Right, but they make very few.
All right, listen to what I stumbled across. A Chinese factory executive reveals that a $38,000 Hermès Birkin bag costs just $1,400 to make. And this story's gone viral. There's even a video. So a factory in China has gone viral after releasing a video revealing that the true cost of producing a luxury Hermès bag is $1,400 in contrast to, on this particular line, a $38,000 retail price, and has reignited global scrutiny of luxury markups and intensified debate over the future of high-end branding in an era of economic tension. The viral video, part of the growing trade war TikTok trend, features a worker breaking down each component of the bag. $450 for premium leather sourced from Italy, France, and Germany. $25 for high-end French thread, meaning just the thread they're using on the bag is about $25. $150 for saltwater-resistant stainless steel hardware. $50 for imported edge paint. $100 for suede interior. And $10 for the zipper. Labor costs, which also are significantly lower in China than in Europe, help keep the total production cost between $1,000 and $1,400, including packaging. The man concludes that in the message, if you don't care about logos, you can get the same material, same quality for less. Buy it for $1,000 from our factory instead of $38,000. Also, China's the home to really all of these knockoffs as well.
Absolutely, yeah,
and
sure.
some of these knockoffs of the major brand. Quickly, Michelle, go through all the high brand purses. Go.
Chanel.
Yep.
Balenciaga.
Yep.
Hermes.
Yep.
Round
Prada, Gucci. Come on.
Yeah.
Dooney and Burke.
Saint Laurent.
Yves, you
Michael
can't.
Kors.
Oh, yeah, those are not in
Calvin
the same.
Klein.
Not in the same category.
Did you say Dooney and Burke already?
I might have.
No, but the the knockoff bags coming out of China.
Yeah.
Some of them are really good fakes these days.
And I don't know if I attribute it as much as I'm trying to get away with floating a Birkin as opposed to getting a really nice high quality bag.
Right.
I mean, if you can't tell the difference, then you can't tell the difference.
$38,000 is ridiculous, but also a profit margin of $36,000 is also pretty ridiculous if that number's accurate.
That's his number.
Yeah, tell that to the Birkin.
All right, so let's say
I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It tells you about the crafting.
Okay.
Listen, there's no doubt about it that
The woman who is stitching it, she's trained for 5 years before she's allowed to make her first Birkin that's marketed.
All right, listen, there's no doubt about it. The craftsmanship is amazing in a lot of these bags, but okay, let's say it cost them $5,000 to make the bag. That'd be a $31,000 profit.
But you're just throwing out numbers. Let's say it cost them $11,000. Oh no, let's say it cost them $25,000.
All right, listen, just look at it.
You have no idea.
It's leather thread and some metal hardware. I mean,
that's
how much?
just a bunch of stainless steel on your wrist with a little bunch of ring things that go around in circles.
Okay, all right, both of you guys.
I mean,
back to your
this is
corners.
just a little
Hold on,
piece
what-
of metal with some holes in it that
Hold on.
doesn't do anything.
What are you in the marketing department of Hermes and Birkin?
No, I'm just saying you're just throwing out numbers arbitrarily. You have no way, like nothing to base it on.
Just thought it was interesting to point the estimated production cost versus the sales price.
Everybody can spend their money how they want.
Yeah. All right, it is 8:52 at the MJ Morning Show. I think we ought to give away some Lightning tickets right now.
You do?
Yes, I do.
All right.
All right, I have tickets for the Lightning right now. This will be for Game 1, Round 1 of the NHL playoffs. The Panthers will roll into town against the Lightning tomorrow night. Game 1. And I've got tickets right now, a pair for you. Simple. Just be caller 50. Caller 50 right now, 800-990-1047. If you can go to the Lightning tomorrow morning, or tomorrow evening, rather, if you can go to the Lightning game, puck's supposed to drop about 8:30 tomorrow night, Tuesday night at Amalie. If you can go, be caller 50 right now, 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047. So good luck. From the MJ Morning Show. Just let me know who wins, and we'll announce the winner in just a few minutes. When we get back, this is interesting. It's 8:53 now. Back in a sec. We'll begin the 9 o'clock hour next. At the MJ Morning Show. Hey, congratulations to Otto Farrow of Palm Harbor. Otto is going to the Lightning game tomorrow night. Game 1, round 1, NHL playoffs. Lightning and Panthers. Otto was caller 50. Congratulations, Otto.
Good job.
Also, wasn't Otto the name of the blow-up autopilot in the movie Airplane? I believe so.
Yeah.
It was.
Otto is also the bus driver on The Simpsons.
Oh, that's true.
My name is Otto.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Man, it's Otto, the bus driver on The Simpsons. Yeah.
I like to get blotto.
Yeah, he gets stoned, right?
All the time.
Like
that was it. Every day.
Just a baked bus driver. That's not a good combination. Not at all. All right, a lot of stuff to cover this hour. So right before the break, I teased the way someone smells may dictate whether you'll be friends. So when I teased this, Michelle kind of jokingly jumped in, whether they have BO. Michelle, you're kind of right. But it's not only like the offensive smell, but also, people that have a scent, because, people have a scent, like a natural scent, and it's not necessarily BO, but this is interesting. Your smell matters. A person's natural scent combined with products like deodorant or perfume can strongly influence who we feel drawn to as friends, even more than looks or appearance. Our noses learn from experience. After talking with someone, people's perceptions of what that person's scent is based on how much they enjoy the interaction can change the way you feel about somebody, suggesting our brains form emotional associations with smell during social encounters or social bonding. I mean, I've noticed that, and I'm not talking about like what we consider to be the BO smell. Oh, I had a tutor. So I had a Spanish tutor, and this goes back to Virginia Beach, and his name was Mr. Garcia. And it was like Spanish 3, and I was having like a little trouble with some of the Spanish stuff.
Can you even speak Spanish? Like more than 3 words?
I speak very little, but I can understand much more than I can speak.
Really?
Yes.
So the answer is
the surprise.
Thank you, Fester.
The surprises you learn about me you've known me for what, 37 years now?
I don't think I've ever heard you say a Spanish word.
Oh, get out of it. Listen, I can listen to Spanish, and I can a lot of times figure out exactly what is basically being said. All right, so here's the deal. Mr. Garcia, nicest guy in the world. So this is Virginia Beach public schools. He was a teacher. I can't remember. He was not a Spanish teacher at my school. He was a Spanish teacher at another school, and he had this weird. It was like a very sweet smelling BO. That's the only way to describe it. It wasn't like Fester BO where it's boom, you know, like it's a blast furnace, like oh my god, yeah. It's
so
not.
He smelled like roses BO.
No, it's hard to describe, but
like cotton candy BO.
No.
What's a sweet smelling
yeah?
BO? Like whiskey
like
BO?
cafe con leche. No. It was very sweet smelling. It was just I can smell it right now. That smell made such a smell print in my brain. I can still kind of imagine and I can get a sensation of what the smell was. But the point is, smell makes a big difference. This was a study finds piece, and there's new research in scientific reports explains that friendship decisions stem from personal preferences about others, including sensory cues like how they smell. And not that you're going to have any relationship of, beyond just being friends, and there's, no indication, no desire to have any relationship, whether it's, with another male or a female or whatever, but the smell can determine whether you're going to be friends.
Well, hello, yes, because otherwise you're going to be wearing a clothespin on your nose, while you're hanging out with a person.
It's not. No,
I don't understand this. If you don't like the way somebody smells, why are you going to hang out with them?
It's not the BO.
But if it just doesn't even appeal to you,
their natural pheromone that they put out.
There's like a smell, but it's not an offensive smell. It's just a
but it's
scent.
Registering with your
olfactory senses.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Olfactory senses.
Do you even say the word?
Olfactory senses.
Olfactory.
Okay, I don't care.
It's like,
I don't give a spit.
Where do you work? Oh, I work at the olfactory.
Yeah, I don't care.
I work at the olfactory.
I don't care how it's supposed to be pronounced, Mr. English class over here.
Yeah.
Guy can't even speak English well enough. Talking about speaking Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
My English is just fine.
Yeah, stinking up the joint.
Anyway, just a heads up that, and if you want to dig a little deeper on it, it's a study finds piece. As far as people's attraction to people with certain scents. Hey, I posted a video, and I'm trying to remember how far back it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this. And when I mentioned this to Julian yesterday, Julian actually said, "Oh yeah, I remember that video." And then also Chloe as well. So Chloe can't remember whether she was, Michelle, maybe you'll remember. The last time we were at Juliana's Pizza in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was this?
I'm trying to. Do you remember the guy driving down the road on like a city bike with a tire on his head?
No.
Were you with me? Hold on a sec. Was that?
Was it a tire? Was it a couch?
No.
You went last year. You took Julie on a pizza tour.
I went with Jamie.
Yeah.
I did a pizza tour about a year ago with Jamie, who is the owner of the Nona Slice Tour, the Nona Slice House. And Jamie and I and Julian went with us.
Right.
We went to like 16 different pizza spots.
Well, was one of them Juliana's?
One was Julian. I'm trying
Well,
to.
that might be it then.
All right, so we see this guy, and he's riding down the sidewalk with a tire on his head.
Why?
And the video is on my Instagram. If you want to scroll back, and that'll tell me if I scroll back like a year ago, but it's going to take a while to scroll. But
What's the point?
The point is now the guy's gone viral. He has a whole refrigerator balanced on his head.
All right, so there's after the tire guy.
Fester, go look this up. Go look this. The guy is, and I'm not talking about like a mini college dorm room fridge. I'm not talking about the little cube fridge you have underneath your desk at work. I'm talking about this guy has like a full-sized, like, apartment refrigerator. I'm not talking about like a big Sub-Zero or a big GE Monogram or some big Samsung, but this guy's got a pretty good-sized refrigerator balanced on his head while he's riding his bike. If you want to see this, take a look. I mean, this is unbelievable. Fester, look at the size of this fridge.
I've seen this guy before in other videos
Yeah.
where I've seen him with like a couch on his head.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
You saw the tire. Now there's this refrigerator. There's got to be something to it. It's got to be hollowed out or something. This can't be a real refrigerator.
I'm trying to scroll all the videos that I've taken here. So I'm trying to find when I videoed the guy with the tire, because that will determine whether Michelle was with me or not. But it was last.
So he's described, his name is Layboy.
Yeah, L-E-H or something?
L-E-Y boy?
Yeah, Layboy.
Layboy. I don't know if that's the right spelling. He is recognized as the world heavyweight head balancer from Africa.
Right.
And he may be the only person in the world with a stronger neck than most. Okay.
Oh.
Here he is. Here's footage of him.
All right, I found the video. The video that I took was, hang on a minute. Oh, man, hang on. When was this? Spare tire. May 18th of 2024. So I
just a year ago.
Was that when I was with Jamie from Nona Slice House?
Must be.
Well, who knows?
All right, so maybe you were not there. But the guy is riding down the sidewalk right in front of Giuliani's. He's on a city bike, and he's just driving with a car tire balanced on his head. That's nothing. The guy has a fridge. He's going down the street with a refrigerator balanced on his head.
And it's a city bike.
Well, that's his deal. He doesn't have his own bike. He just gets city bikes.
Yeah,
is what he does. So now that's going viral. All right, what else? I got to try to prioritize because Mondays are always rough because there's always way too much stuff to try to squeeze in. Oh, I just saw the Pope again. It's really. I mean, the Pope was being driven around the streets of Vatican City.
They worked him to death.
Yes.
Yesterday. The Pope is being driven yesterday afternoon, and then he's gone later that night.
I mean, if you're the Pope, the one day you want to be out there, I guess, is Easter. But he went out, he gave the mass, he met people, he received guests, he drove around town.
I looked up, and they had video on the TV of the Pope being driven yesterday. And then, usually, the Pope's in bad shape and he's not making public appearances when he expires. But the Pope was, in bad shape for a couple of months. Then he starts making appearances. The vice president met him yesterday.
I'm thinking the Pope is on the mend. He's getting better. Yeah. He's resurging. But no, he dies 4 hours later.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be the best segue of the day from the Pope to Billy Ray Cyrus and his apparent new girlfriend, which apparently people are shocked.
Who?
Billy Ray Cyrus, achy breaky heart, the father of Miley Cyrus.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Ray Cyrus apparently is hot and heavy and dating Elizabeth Hurley.
Ooh.
Isn't that Hugh Grant's ex, right?
Yeah, 30 years ago.
Wasn't Hugh Grant dating Elizabeth Hurley when Hugh Grant picked up the hooker in Hollywood?
Divine Brown.
Divine Brown, who, The MJ and BJ morning show, get it? MJ and BJ morning show. We brought her to town. We actually flew her in for an appearance.
Yeah, you made a celebrity out of a park hooker. Good job, Ben.
Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley apparently are dating. And they shared a joint Instagram post yesterday on April 20th.
All right.
They wished people a happy Easter.
That's right.
And included a photo of Billy Ray Cyrus kissing Elizabeth Hurley's cheek. By the way, she looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Elizabeth Hurley today, she looks, how old is she? She's got to be in her, what, mid to late 50s?
She's
How old is she?
59.
Yeah, late
I've always
50s.
thought, she's an exceptionally beautiful woman.
She looks great.
All right. Can I just say, I think Billy Ray has more fantastic hair. Because there's a picture of both of them.
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus's hair is
Beautiful.
like down to his boobs.
I mean, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, like, she has like this, these mousy pigtails going
But
on.
that's an odd combination, wouldn't you think? Elizabeth Hurley and Billy Ray Cyrus are
Hot models are known to date.
dating?
You know.
That in a while. So, shocking celebrity dating news. Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley are doing it.
Good for them.
Wow, how about that? Well, I'm not happy about this. You know what? The grudge will continue. Did you see that Capital One, as in what's in your wallet? Capital One is buying the Discover card.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't have a Capital One card. I've never had I'm not a Capital One client. I've never had a Capital One credit card. It is not in my wallet. What's in my wallet?
Not a Capital One card.
Got American Express. I got a JetBlue MasterCard. I got an American Airlines MasterCard, and then I've got a Visa debit card from my credit union institution. So that's what's in my wallet. But Capital One. Do you know how much money? How much is Capital One paying for Discover?
So who's buying? Capital One is
Capital
buying
One
Discover.
Capital One is buying the Discover card.
So is Discover card just going away?
No, I'm sure they're going to keep
the Capital One Discover.
Yeah, I'm guessing they will
don't know.
co-brand it at some point.
I don't know.
But it's a merger. But Capital One is buying the shares.
Acquiring.
Yeah. So
all right, a couple of $1 billion.
What?
A couple of $1 billion. Several billion.
Yeah. How about $35 billion?
Oh my God! Really? That's
What?
like in my mind.
Hey, Capital One, what's in your wallet? Well, apparently $35 billion is in their wallet.
If I had to rank all of the credit cards, Visa, American Express is probably tops. Then Visa, then MasterCard, probably on the same level.
Yeah, they're the same level.
Discover cards always appeared to be the lower tier of brands.
The janky card.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Discover card was always like I always considered Discover like a half-ass card, But their whole deal was it's the card that pays you back, right?
Yeah, you got like 1 or 2% back at the end of the year or
Well,
something
because the credit card companies, they charge the merchant for the processing fee. So
I knew a guy who owned a convenience store, and he put everything on his Discover card. And he got a check back for thousands of dollars because you put all your business expenses through your Discover card.
Well,
you get a check at the end of the year.
Those who know that I've held a grudge against the Discover card since 1986.
Yes. You want a TED Talk on how to hold a grudge.
Since 1986.
For something you don't even want.
Next year will be a 40-year grudge unless I break the drought and I get a Discover card.
I don't see that happening.
In 1986, the Discover card told me to pound sand when I applied in college. I applied for a credit card, 1986. The Discover card said, I remember the letter. Due to insufficient credit background, we're declining you, or we regret to say that you were not approved for a Discover card. So they rejected me. Yeah. Guess who did not reject me? Guess who gave me my first credit card with the Centurion guy in the middle?
Yeah.
American Express. That's right. My first ever credit card was a green entry-level American Express card when Discover wouldn't take a chance on little Todd Schmidt, American Express would.
I was going to guess Diners Club.
Is that even around anymore?
Is it?
I don't think so. I don't think Diners Club. Carte Blanche. That was- like my dad and grandfather, they had. It was ridiculous. My grandfather's wallet, my dad's wallet, they had everything, but they had credit cards for every gas station. They had an Esso card, then became Exxon. They had Shell, they had Texaco, they had Mobil, they had Gulf, they had 76. I mean, they had everything.
And none of it was digital, so how they even really keep track of it? Remember
Right.
The little clunk clunker. They had the clunk clunker. Boom, 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 boom. Where they had to put the card in, the carbon copy. Yeah, it was crazy. The clunk clunker. So, and then they had the and back then, before Visa, you know what it was called?
What? I don't know.
Come on, before Visa, what was the name before Visa changed to Visa? It was called
Vistola.
No,
I have no
I have
idea.
no idea.
What?
You guys don't know this?
I don't know.
Before Visa, the name of the company was Bank Americard.
Okay.
That's what it was. The same colors.
Okay.
It was that same kind of color. It was Bank Americard, and they became Visa. And then MasterCard. What was MasterCard before MasterCard?
Master Charge.
That is correct.
I knew that one.
So you're right. It was Master Charge.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, hold on. What is your Social Security number? I'm registering you now for a Diners Club card.
Diners Club is still around?
Yes, I just need some information. But the profession, you're not corporate. I'll get you the consumer card.
You're not signing
I'm
me up for a
applying
Diners
online.
Club
Okay.
credit card right now. No.
I know most of the information
You're not.
already.
You're not.
I know your phone number. I know your email address.
Do not sign me up.
Register.
You don't know my social security.
I don't. That's why I needed it. But I know
do
most
not
of it.
sign. Don't even start this. I don't want to be hounded.
I know what high school you went to.
Yeah.
What's your mother's maiden name?
Yeah, will you stop it? I'm not giving you my mother's maiden name. Cut the crap.
Yeah, but Diners Club apparently is still around.
What about Carte Blanche? Remember that one? That was another one. So my dad had everything. He had 9 or 10 gas station credit cards. He had the Bank Americard, the Master Charge, the American Express. He had Diners Club. He had Carte Blanche. That was another big credit card back in the day. And I'm sure there are other ones I don't even. Oh, then the department store cards.
Mm-hmm.
They had like Macy's cards and
every department store had them.
All the department stores had their own charge cards as well. Oh my God! All right, 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. What?
Carte Blanche is a level of membership in the Diners Club.
What?
It's now become a tier of membership.
Carte Blanche is rolled into Diners Club?
Yes.
But it looks like you're looking at a Diners Club card that has a MasterCard logo on it. So is Diners Club now branded with a MasterCard as well? It seems that way. Anyway,
I just know I don't have a Discover card or a Capital One.
And then if I were Japanese, I might have a JCB card.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show. The final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next. Last segment on a Monday. Last segment's next. Now guess who's giving Katy Perry crap about being an astronaut or an astronaut, N-O-T? Because apparently, we discussed this last week. They're not really astronauts because they didn't meet the qualifications. They were space tourists.
Can't they just leave her alone?
Yeah. You're not going to believe who's now taking swipes at Katy Perry.
Come on.
Leave Katy Perry alone.
Go after Gail King.
Why all the hate for Katy Perry? I don't hate Katy Perry. Leave Katy alone. All right, but you're not going to believe who's now taking a dig at Katy Perry. All right, that's next. Plus a lot. Oh, Fester, you're a Sam's Club member. You see what's going on there? Oh, you got to hear the changes that are coming to Sam's Club. Yeah. All right, that's next.
Future looks bright.
Also, how to get your flight canceled. That's coming up. We got a lot of stuff. I can't even tease everything. But there's a lot next. Final chunk, MJ Morning Show in minutes here on Q105. Do not move. I'm going to give you a tip now that For those astute enough, maybe you've noticed that I've added some new rejoin bumpers to the collection today. Yeah, today all the rejoins have been new bumpers. Did you notice that, Fester? By any chance?
No, I don't even.
You know what this is? This is one of the new ones.
It's like that Poppy song, right? Or it has like a really high-pitched lyrics to it.
This is actually a sample. You know what? I'm going to save this for tomorrow. Just a little bit of a clue. Don't reveal it. And that wasn't what you're thinking it's from. That's the original that was then sampled in a particular song.
I can hear the song in my head.
There are a lot of people right now saying, "Oh yeah, what's that?" Michelle, do you know what it is?
Of course.
All right, don't say it. All right, I want to deal with this tomorrow morning. Because I already got an email, someone asking me, because I played this one first going into Morons in the News this morning at about 6:40, and I checked it. Someone emailed me already, hey, what was that music you played just before Morons in the News? It sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. All right, so I'll deal with that tomorrow. What else did I add to the rejoin bumper list? I just played this, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. The impression that I get. What else? Oh, this is a great one. I added this one as well. Strike It Up, Black Box. Great song. Also added, not the theme to Rush Limbaugh, but...
I don't like this one.
I like this. I love the Pretend. I'm a huge Pretenders fan.
Great.
Chrissy Hine, one of my favorite female vocalists of all time.
Yeah, but it's kind of been taken by El Rushbo.
Yeah, also, Michelle loved this one. I added Blister in the Sun by the Violent Femmes. And Michelle can actually sing this. You ready, Michelle?
No.
Do it again. Come on, you were great. Come on, go.
No, Fester, shut me up.
No, come on, do it.
Fester said, shut up, Michelle.
No, do it. Go. Come on.
When I'm a walking, we have no music now.
Well, because it's only intro music. Go.
Oh.
Do it a cappella.
When I'm a walking, I strut my stuff, and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check Fester out. Let me go wild, like a blister in the sun. Let me go wild.
There's one more rejoiner that I didn't play yet because I didn't have enough rejoins this morning. Should I leave it as a surprise, or should I play it?
I'll be on pins and needles all day.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
it's gonna waste Fester's brain away for the rest of the day.
What's it?
You already did this one.
We mentioned this one.
Yeah,
the other
you did
day.
this last week.
No, but I did not. I did not add this to the official rejoiner list.
No.
All right.
We mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
So this is the last piece of new bumper music that I have added. And of course, Madonna's Ray of Light.
So last week we were talking about Elton John and Madonna burying the hatchet.
Right.
And Michelle's like, There's one song of his you really
No,
like.
no, he said it, and I knew what it was.
Yeah, no, I like Madonna. I
Oh,
did,
okay.
but I
And
really like
that's
the
what it
I like the instrumentation.
Yeah.
I like the music in Ray of Light. All right, so which celebrity is now taking a little bit of a dig at Katy Perry? You know, I saw a story, and I think I have that in my pile as well. And the story was headlined, "Why does everyone hate Katy Perry?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't hate. I like Katy Perry. I just don't think that the big space launch was anything big. And what they're not astronauts.
So what? Let it go. Drop it. If you don't like it, look away.
There you go.
Look away.
I-
People, don't look at it. Don't look at the YouTube. Don't watch the videos. Don't. If you see a headline and pop up in your feed about Katy Perry going up in the Blue Origin's penis rocket, just stop reading about it. Don't be. There's so much more stuff going on that you can direct your anger and energy at. Go.
I like Katy Perry. I am not angry at Katy Perry. I don't hate Katy Perry. But for some reason, people are like turning their anger and angst against Katy Perry, and the rocket launch has exacerbated that.
Who's coming forward now?
Martha Stewart.
Oh, my gosh.
By the way, can I say that Martha Stewart looks really good for like 83 years old? I think we've mentioned that in the past. I mean, how does she look so, unless all the photos that we see of her are totally doctored. I mean, I can't believe all like the just regular photos that paparazzi snap or whatever. But Martha Stewart for 83, it's insane how good she looks. I mean, almost like, you know, I mean, Martha Stewart looks really good. So Martha Stewart it's not as heavy as a dig that some have taken. But again, Martha, come on, leave Katie alone. So Martha Stewart went on social media on Friday and posted a throwback video of the time that she was on a zero gravity flight almost 20 years ago. Yeah. So in 2007, Martha was with NASA astronauts floating in a simulated space flight. I think they took her on the Vomit Comet is what they call it. I don't know if they still have it, but NASA used to have, or maybe they still do, an aircraft. I think it was an old Boeing 707 that was labeled the Vomit Comet, and the plane would go into dives and it would simulate zero gravity. You know, sort of like what I felt when I flew on Fat Albert with the Blue Angels. At MacDill Air Force Base in 2007, I went up in Fat Albert, which is the jet-assisted takeoff C-130. And it's the Blue Angels plane dubbed Fat Albert. And they do the rocket launch. And as the thing goes up, like, it's unbelievable. The feeling of what that feels like when they kick in the rockets. And that C-130 prop, cargo plane goes up when they kick off those rockets. And that's to get it off the ground and out of a war zone quickly. So it makes it tough for like the Taliban or whoever to shoot
Get a good shot at it.
shoot RPGs, or if you have a really, really short runway. But the feeling's amazing. And you go up like a rocket with the jet-assisted takeoff. And then they call it JATO. And then once you start to fall, then you have it's like 4 or 5 seconds of weightlessness, and I got a chance to feel that, and it was really unbelievable. So Katy Perry's getting now shaded by Martha Stewart. Yeah, been there, done that, fireworks girl. Come on, leave Katy alone.
You know what? This is what I think.
What?
If you have to inject yourself with hate just to maintain some type of relevance or to, become relevant at this moment in time, go away. Like, that's just ridiculous. It's just go away. Don't look at it. Wendy's did it. And there people are saying, well, I'm reading an article right now. They didn't just make a joke. They made a choice, which is true. They actively engaged in just hate.
I might make a choice later and get a Dave's Hot and Juicy double.
That would be a choice in deliciousness.
All right. Fessa, speaking of deliciousness, do you have the list of the Michelin recommendations that came out? We did mention this. Didn't I mention this on Friday? Or we had a quick mention on Michelin, or I mentioned it earlier today as well. So last week there was a ceremony. Was it in Miami? Where did they? Was
I thought it was in Orlando.
Or maybe it was. All right, okay. It was Orlando. The year before, I think it was in Miami, and then I guess it was in Orlando. All right, so it was at the Four Seasons at Disney, and the new Michelin stars for Florida were announced by the Michelin Guide. And guess how many stars the Tampa Bay area got? Zippo, 0, nothing.
Now, the restaurants that got the star last year, they kept it.
Yeah, so all
Because every year you have to like earn it again.
Guess what? Because they revisit.
Right.
Well, listen, the Florida, the Michelin stars for Florida, I'm telling you, are in some cases are not up to the same standard that's applied for, let's say, New York, Chicago, Napa Valley, L.A., London, Paris, wherever. I think the Florida stars are a lot more lax because there are certainly some one-star places in Florida that if they were in some of those other cities, it'd still be a great restaurant, but they're not going to have a star. Also, Florida paid for Michelin Guide to come here.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a monetary deal. Money changed hands with some of the Florida tourism operations to bring the Michelin Guide to Florida to start handing out stars. But nothing this year. No Michelin stars for any restaurants in the Tampa Bay area. Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, I think Miami. So that's where the stars went. No stars for the Tampa Bay area. Right now, we've got 4, right? Right now, we have in the Tampa Bay area, the 4 Michelin-starred restaurants are Roca, Lilac, Kosen, and what is the sushi concept from the Noble Rice folks? What was the name of that one? It's on. Is it? I haven't been. So I haven't been. So I've been to Roca, good operation. I've been to Lilac, very good food. I have not been to Kosen, which is the very expensive omakase place that was opened by a protege of Masa from New York, but I understand that he's gone or has been gone for a while. So what's the other? Is it Co? What is the?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's on Platte. What's the? And I haven't been there yet either.
Koya?
Koya. Yeah, Koya. Thank you. It's Koya. Thank you very much. So Koya is the other Michelin star. So we've got 4 Michelin stars in the Tampa Bay area. All Hillsborough, by the way. All Tampa. No Michelin stars in Pinellas, Pinellas County here. All right, so let's go back to the Michelin Guide, and no new stars were handed out. And also, no one has been elevated to 2 stars in the Tampa Bay area. Only 1-star Michelin spots in Tampa, but there were recognitions.
So they added to the recommended list.
Yeah, the Bib Award, and these are recommendations from Michelin. You don't get a star, but it's a recommendation for the guide. And we have several in Pinellas County, and we have several in Hillsborough County.
Yes.
In Pinellas County, I've been to one of them. So in Pinellas County, the big gourmand.
I think it's a different. Bib Gourmand's a recognition.
Yeah.
This is just a recommended list.
Oh, hang on a sec.
There was no stars or.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. All right, so it wasn't even a bib.
No.
Okay.
No Bib Gourmand.
The bib or the beeb. The beeb. Justin Bieber. The beeb.
Oui.
All right. So.
So the 4 restaurants.
All right, so these were not the top categories. So no stars and no bib gourmand, whatever, however you pronounce it. But these were recommendations, and they're good places, I would imagine.
In Pinellas County.
In Pinellas County, it's Fortu, Fortu. I have not been to Fortu. I don't know what type of cuisine it is. Michelle, can you look that up? Fortu, and also Il Ritorno. Where's Il Ritorno? It sounds Italian to me. Il Ritorno. Sushi Shorexley, which I've been there. That's the only one I've been to. And then the Tides Market, which I've heard of that one. I've heard of the Tides Market. I just haven't been there.
It's located in Safety Harbor.
Tides Market's in Safety Harbor. Not far down from Nona Slice House.
So then there's also.
By the way, Nona Slice House gets a lot of stars from me. I like Nona a lot.
So also in Tampa.
Well, hold on a minute. Let me finish up with.
We are.
Fort 2, Il Ritorno, the Tides Market, haven't been. Sushi Show Rexley, I've been there. And that is an omakase experience where you sit down at the counter and the sushi chef just hands you items. There's no menu. You just get omakase in Japanese translates essentially into trust me, trust the chef. And the chef just hands you the selections. And so I've been to Sushi Show Rexley twice, and I think they do a really nice job. I think it's a very good experience. And I thought there was a good value proposition as well. And then in Tampa, the recommendations are Big Ray's Fish Camp. I thought that came out because we had the owner of Big Ray's on a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Well, this says it came out in March.
Yeah, the list came out in March while you were on. This is the presentation.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Right.
But the stars didn't come out. I think the stars were just announced.
Right.
Okay.
But the Tampa...
The recommendations came out
The
earlier.
Tampa recommendations came out in March.
Yeah. Okay.
The Pinellas County ones came out just whatever you said last
Thursday.
Right.
The owner, of Big
okay.
Ray's, the owner of Big Ray's contacted me while you were in the Philippines and said, "Oh my God, I made the list," and we knew.
No, we had him on. He called the show
previously about something else.
Right, something else.
Oh,
yes,
something else.
yes.
Okay.
Listen to Fester.
All right, I'm conflating. I'm sorry. I'm conflating, and Fester's inflating.
MJ Brian Williams.
As show historian, it was before you went. But anyway.
Yes.
Congratulations to Big Ray's Fish Camp, a place that I want to go. Not my cousin Vinny's Sandwich Company.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's near UT, or where's that? Cousin, is that on Platte as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Cousin Vinny's Sandwich Company. I have not been there yet, but I've heard about it. Then
Fisk.
I don't know where's Fisk.
I don't know.
And then also recommended is Mad Dogs and Englishmen
on McDill.
Yeah, they moved though. They're not in the old location. They're not. They moved. They used to be in between like Wallcraft and Harborview and Euclid.
Harborview South.
Okay, you're right.
It was north
Knights.
Yes.
Like near Knights and McDill area. Mad Dogs and Englishmen. It's been a while since I've been, but always, But I think is the
no, it's not the original owner.
Not the original owner anymore. But listen, it's still apparently. I haven't been to Mad Dogs in a while, but they did open up a new spot. They're still on MacDill.
That's cool.
Just a different location on MacDill is where they are. So anyway, congratulations to the recommended spots, but no actual Michelin stars for the Tampa Bay area this time around. Interesting. Why'd we get snubbed?
Mostly because of you. They have a thing against this town because of you.
Shut up.
Fisk is on Franklin Street.
What kind of food is it?
I don't know.
American?
I'm just pulling up the webpage.
Yeah, so we ought to hit all these places, and give
Really?
it a shot.
You asking me or you asking Michelle?
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not going eating with you.
You kind of looked at me when you said that. I'm like, oh.
Like a little MJ Morning Show field trip?
Hey, speaking of food, well, they sell other things other than food, but I think Fester's only going for the food. You hear about Sam's Club?
I only go for the food.
That's what I'm saying. So Sam's Club is going to eliminate checkout lanes.
You know what?
Not self-checkout lanes. I mean, Sam's Club is talking about moving to a model where there are no checkout lanes at all. So, that horrific Saturday midday or Sunday midday line at Sam's or Costco. In Sam's case, they're talking about lines, a thing of the past.
So I have the Sam's Club app, and they have the scan and go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the easiest thing.
Well,
I don't stand in any lines.
How do they? So then they check you on the way out,
right?
But here's the difference: Sam's is about to incorporate new technology where you scan and go, but then AI keeps track of everything, and even when you leave, you don't have to get your receipt checked by the receipt checkers at the door like they do at BJ's and Sam's Club and Costco. So right now, they're going to phase out traditional checkouts across all 600 stores and even eliminate the receipt check at the door. So it's a new AI technology known as Scan and Go, was initially launched last April.
Yeah, it's great.
Right? But the new enhancement to Scan and Go is some kind of an AI technology that keeps track of what's in your basket, what you paid for, and they can determine if you are going to be tackled in the parking lot.
Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, if you have like...
Walk in, get your crap, scan it. AI keeps track of honesty, and you just walk right out.
Okay.
So apparently that's coming to Sam's Club. So it's beyond your scan and go, Fester, where you still have to show your receipt at the door.
And they scan a couple items and say, "You're good, sweetie." And
they take the little highlighter pen and they,
well, no,
do the little swirly.
There's no more receipts. I have to show up like a QR code.
No, you don't have to do anything.
All right, I'm telling you,
You just walk out and they're just keeping track of you.
All right.
With the new technology, which is coming. So it's enhancement to your scan and go.
Do you like that scan and go?
I like it for checkout.
Fester likes scam and go.
Yeah.
SCAM. That's Fester's. That's his fave. Scam and go. Not scan and go.
I'll tell you a couple of tricks later.
Fester, just stop. Stop. How do you get your flight canceled? How about a flight crew member dies at the hotel on the layover?
Okay, flight crew members, airline is like flight attendant or like
flight crew member.
They're all crew members, aren't they?
Yeah. So the flight attendants and the pilots are all crew members. Yes.
I mean, I could do with one less flight attendant.
A British Airways flight from San Francisco to Heathrow.
That's a long flight.
Oh, that's a long flight. So San Fran to because you got to fly across the entire U.S. then across the pond. So what is that, like
11 hours?
4.5, 5 hours plus another 6, maybe 11 hours from San Francisco. That's a long one. Hopefully you get one of those strong tailwinds, which have been pretty prevalent lately. But a British Airways crew member found dead in his San Francisco hotel room during a stopover. Found dead in the bed. Failed to show up for the flight back. So didn't make the bus or the shuttle ride from the hotel back to the airport, and then didn't show up for the flight. So hotel security goes into his room, and he's dead in the bed. And why was the flight canceled? Well, you would imagine maybe it was one of the pilots, but the man's colleagues were reportedly too upset to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the report that so maybe it was a flight attendant or I don't know if the British Airways crew was able to just get a new pilot in San Francisco. Probably not. It's not like it's close to their home base in London, but they were too upset to fly. They canceled the flight. It was last Thursday, it looks like. Yeah, Thursday.
A lot of times you work with the same crew over and over again, you grow close to everybody. It's pretty traumatic.
Yeah, pilots who had already arrived at the airport ahead of the flight then returned to the hotel to support their colleagues. Maybe it might not have been a pilot. It might have been
It was a flight attendant.
It was a flight attendant. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the story I have didn't say who it was, but I assume when I saw that the pilots went back to the hotel that it must have been a flight attendant.
Okay, right now.
But they were all too upset to fly. They canceled the flight.
MJ Morning Show guarantee. MJ kicks the bucket. Michelle and I are coming in the next day to do the morning show.
You guys wouldn't be too upset to do the show?
I'm trying to take a few more calls than normal, but yeah. It would be
play a few more songs than normal. All right. 9:52 at the MJ Morning Show. All right, that brings to a close another successful MJ Morning Show edition, Monday. So some schools were closed today. So, listenership maybe not 100% back to normal. Good Friday was also a day that had a lot of schools closed. Today, Pinellas, Pasco, and Citrus still closed. So everyone back to school tomorrow, I would imagine. All right, folks, have a great one. You need to get a hold of me. My email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's my personal private email. If you got a hot tip, gossip, something that I need to know about, got some breaking news, you want to give me a hot tip on something, mj@mjmorningshow.com. And if you want to stay anonymous, 100% I will abide by your wishes. And my Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow, Certified MJ Radio. Also follow MJ Morning Show on Instagram. Follow the Facebook page, MJ Morning Show, which Fester runs that. And we're done. Have a good one. See you back here tomorrow. MJ Morning Show on Q105. And let's be careful out there.
Download the app now. Get the Q105 app and listen to us anywhere. Powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident.